Here we go there, and what you going to give for them? See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that's State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-man All-Star game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., and Fridays, 8 to 4. C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-4521. Troy, Jay, and Cody at Cortland Commodities would like to wish good luck to Andy Cooper and Miles Rickard in the 8-man All-Star game. Cortland Commodities is a licensed brokerage service that assists farmers and ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man All-Star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today Walk-In Clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you. Located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man All-Stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hays, and the Hays Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hays Trader, and Plains Trader in Hays.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man All-Stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
John Swanson with another 8-man All-Star feature, and this time we're with camp coordinator Dave Dubert, and it is the 40th annual 8-man All-Star Games, and Dave has been doing it now for 18 years, and it's been another great week. We've worked around some things this week, Dube, but sometimes it's just like football. It's adjustments, right?
Absolutely, John. It's been a challenge, but we've had beautiful rain, and we're welcome that anytime it comes, and it's worked good. Yeah, we've got through it.
It really has. You know, you've got, I don't expect you necessarily to name the people, but just talk in general about the crew that helps you out and your 8-man committee.
Yeah, we've got a really good committee. in the past I've went through all the names, but I won't this year. But I appreciate each and every one of them, and the people in the community as it really expands out when we talk about the people at the college that get the dorms ready, to the lunchroom people, to the Beloit High people that get the field ready, that get the school ready, that get the stadium ready, and to our people, the chamber people that are organizing the pep rally. I mean, the list goes on, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but it's a big event, and it takes a lot of people, and my people have been great, and everybody does what they're asked to do, and it makes it a great event.
Well, the players and coaches got here on Tuesday. You checked them in and went through all of that sort of stuff, and then they started practices Tuesday night. Did two-a-days pretty much the rest of the week, ending with walkthrough on Friday, and been quite a week for the players.
Yeah, it really has, and we. The one thing we had this year, we had two things. We probably had the best weather we've ever had as far as being cool and cloudy and, no sun. And we haven't fought any mosquitoes like we have in the past.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, I talked to the coaches last night, and they said that's amazing with that. And they've had to adjust some practices a little bit just due to the conditions and stuff with the rain we've had, but it's all working out good, and the teams are going to be ready to go. They felt like that practices have went well, and they're ready to go.
Yeah, and the one thing that was done this year, and I think this was pretty one advantage to it for sure, by practicing on the great big field there at the technical college. One advantage to that is the trainers can be on the same field, and one can be on one end and one on the other, and then if the student trainer needs to bring something to Steve, they can, and they're not separated, and they just can kind of see all four teams at once and see what's going on.
Yeah, that's worked good. That's been really good, and we almost had to do that with the logistics of the traffic, the flow of traffic in town with the construction going on at the stadium, and the City of Beloit's construction project on Hersey and Walnut Street. That's been good, and we've actually talked about doing that last year anyway, and we probably would have done that regardless of the construction going on.
And for people that are on their way to the game, or will be when this plays, people will be getting ready to go to the game, and we will remind them, there is construction, and we got to work around some stuff, but the parking will be at the fairgrounds and at Beloit High School, and the good news is there will be shuttles. Yeah,
we've lined up a couple shuttles that can handle 12 to 15 people each, and then we've got, as in the past, we've always had a couple golf carts rolling around, and the college does have like a 6 to 8 passenger shuttle or golf cart type that we're using, and so anybody that needs a ride, we're available. We're trying to accommodate them. We do have limited access into the stadium, but anybody that needs to drive in there that's it's handicapped, we can sure get them in there. We can accommodate them like we have in the past. So it's all going to work out. The main thing I just want people to know that are coming to the game is it's going to be hard this year to show up 5 minutes before and just truck right in there. Because there's no through traffic on Hersey or Walnut and Beloit, if you're familiar. So basically, if you're coming in from the south on 14, you can't get through. You're gonna have to park at the fairgrounds or on the street on the south side of the stadium, and vice versa if you're coming in from the north. And on Walnut Street, that runs right on the west side of Beloit High School. You either got the Beloit High parking lot or the north of the stadium on the street, or there's quite a bit of parking up to the north in the old girls' school area. But that's kind of what we're going to do, and I think it'll all work out. We've got some maps out, and we want to get them spread out. But everybody's welcome. We know everything is going to go good. So. and there's a lot of people who put a lot of work into this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we would be remiss. This is the 18th year that you've been the camp coordinator, and this is going to be your finale, and you deserve to walk off into the sunset, Dube, and you have done an outstanding job, you and your committee, all these years, and I've had a lot of fun working with you. Don't be a stranger just because you're retiring.
No, John, don't worry about that. I'll still be around. I just, in final here, I would truly like to thank my committee. They've been outstanding over the years, and also, the college. It's Fort Hays Tech North Central is the name. Eric Burke's the president up there. They've been outstanding. The city of Beloit's been a great host. They'll do whatever we need to do. Beloit High's been outstanding with this project and the project that we're going to up there with the turf field. There's been a lot of hurdles up there with that to kind of keep the contractors on pace, but it's been good. They've been good to work with, and it's all going to take place. And the good news is next year we'll have a new stadium. We'll have artificial turf to play on. So rain or shine, it's going to all work out great.
All right, Dave. Well, hey, thanks for the interview, and thanks for we've done these interviews for 18 years now, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, John, and thank you to all your staff at KVSV. And I will shout out to KVSV. The games went on 40 years, and KVSV is the only station that's broadcasted this game for 40 consecutive years, and they've been a partner right there with us all along the way.
Well, thanks again, and here's to a great set of ball games.
Yeah, thank you, John.
Thank you.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cawker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving North Central Kansas, with offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, serving North Central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man all-star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Al's Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing that special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Al's Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs. With free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas and personalized online school shops, A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland, or call them at 785-412-7020.
It's time now for a special sports presentation on KVSV. It's the 40th annual Kansas 8-Man All-Star Football Games on KVSV AM 1190, Stereo 102.9 The Mix, and the gold standard in music, KVSV FM 105.5. Now streaming live 24/7 at KVSVradio.com. Today's broadcast can also be heard on Cunningham Cable TV, channels 171 and 173. The Kansas 8-Man All-Star Football broadcast is brought to you by Cunningham Fiber, Thompson OK Tire, Roberts Family Funeral Service, Doctors Cooper, Banniger, Ebert, and Bruns, Optometrists, Western Ag Crop Insurance, Lindy Lindblad Agent, by Salina Ortho, Mankato Livestock, the State Exchange Bank, Al's Video, a Little Hometown T-shirt, by C&W Farm Supply, Cortland Commodities, Carico Implement, First Bank of Beloit, the Beloit Medical Center, Fort Hays Tech North Central, Solomon Valley Vision, and by the Wakanda Plains and Hayes Trader. Now let's go live to Trojan Stadium in Beloit with KVSV's John Swanson and Don Melby.
All right, thank you very much. John Swanson keeping you company from the 8-Man All-Star Football Games. This is the Division I game where it will be the East Squad Blue against the West Squad Red. Don Melby will be up here shortly, and we'll get into the pregame interviews here in just a bit as we had a chance to visit with the head coaches of today's contest, Derek Butke of Chase County, and also Aaron Ceramic of Atwood Rawlins County, the head coach for the Red, the West Squad here at the 8-Man All-Star Football Games. This is the 40th annual Kansas 8-Man All-Star Football Games, where back in 1986, a bunch of coaches from North Central Kansas, about a half dozen of them, including my color guy today, Don Melby, was there, and they decided that they needed a vehicle, meaning a football game that would showcase the talent of 8-man football players. And because at that time they only picked two for the Shrine Bowl, and so all-star game appearances for 8-man players were few and far between. And they started the game in 1986. Then in 2001 ended up going to two sets of ball games. And we wondered at the time if it was a good move, thought it would be, as it increased the players to 420 player squads as opposed to 48. That brings more coaches in, and there was no lack of talent. It has gone very, very well, and here we are in 2025 still doing two ball games. And we'll let Don talk a little bit more as the game progresses today. But I'll tell you what, we'll get into our pre-game interviews today as we had a chance to talk to the East Squad's coach, and that was Derek Butke of Chase County, and then Aaron Ceramic of Atwood Rawlins County. We'll hear from Coach Aaron Ceramic of Atwood Rawlins County after this 3-minute timeout. Okay. Here we go there, and what you're going to give for him. See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that's State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-man All-Star Game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., and Fridays, 8 to 4. C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-4521. Troy, Jay, and Cody at Cortland Commodities would like to wish good luck to Andy Cooper and Miles Rickard in the 8-man All-Star Game. Cortland Commodities is a licensed brokerage service that assists farmers and ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man All-Star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today Walk-In Clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you, located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man all-stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hays, and the Hays Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hays Trader, and Plains Trader in Hays.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man All-Stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
We're back on the pregame show on KVSV, and we're getting ready for the West Squad and the East Squad in Division I 8-man All-Star, and we're visiting with the head coach of the West Squad 1, the Red, and that is Aaron Stromick of Atwood, Rawlins County. And Coach, been a heck of a week, and what's it like? I mean, I know you've had plenty of success in your career, but what's it like when you come here and you get 20 of the best, and they pick up things so doggone fast?
Yeah, that makes the week a lot of fun, and it makes the week kind of go faster in a way, but you're kind of nervous about how you're going to implement stuff, but you come down here and then you soon realize that you've got 20 of the best players in the state, and they're all smart and intelligent and want to understand the game, and they catch on really quick.
The other thing I always like to ask coaches is, when it's such a short period of time, but then the part that how smart they are plays into this, how much time do you spend on special teams?
Well, we probably need to spend a little bit more time. You get a little nervous about it. We did get our special teams in, maybe on day 3, and then we'll, we review it again before the game starts. And sometimes special teams is a big part of it, but it is hard to really set up a lot of special teams. But you still got to go over it. You don't want that to be what costs you the game. So you still hopefully you get enough in that it won't hurt you.
And looking at all these teams, I've tried to watch a little bit of everybody's practice. It just seems like everybody's got speed. Maybe some are a little bigger than others, but boy, all teams are pretty athletic.
I would say so. I mean, and especially in 8-man football, I would say every team we've that's going to be here this week is going to have a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism, and then they're going to mix in some good size and good size kids that can really run and play ball on all squads.
Yeah, it looks to me like, without giving away any secrets, I think all 4 can either throw or run. It's just going to be what the game dictates to you.
Yeah, I think so. I think all of our teams will have a mix of run and pass. I don't think you're going to see one heavy run, heavy pass team. They're going to have it all ready to go as much as possible and then try to adapt to what the defense is showing.
So you don't believe what Coach Butke said about the left-handed footballs and the right-handed footballs then?
No, I think maybe he wasn't serious, but it's kind of hard to tell with Coach Butke. I think he's a straight shooter, but, he seems like a real good guy.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a heck of a week. I've been telling the coaches, we've been doing this thing for 40 years, and we want to do it another 40. I hope you guys have had a good time and gotten plenty to eat. If you don't get enough to eat around here, it's your own fault, right?
Oh, yeah. The meals here, I tell my wife and the coaches when you ask them if they want to coach with you, that tell them you don't have to worry about going hungry. They do a tremendous job here at the tech school feeding us, and the town, the community's great. It's a great honor to be part of the 40th. And to be here, getting to coach in it, getting to coach your own kids one more time, and then getting to be around, just other kids that you compete against all season. It's just you kind of get it. You realize that they're just like your hometown kids, just a great bunch of kids. Even though when you're trying to beat them on the football field, week in, week out, you kind of. But you come down here and you just realize they're all great kids.
Coach, I appreciate it. We've been visiting with Aaron Ceramic of Atwood, Rawlins County, the head coach of the West Squad, the Red 1 squad here at 8-Man All-Stars. Thanks a bunch. Good luck against the East.
Thank you. Thank you for the interview.
All right.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cawker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving North Central Kansas, with offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, serving North Central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-Man All-Star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Alice Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing that special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Alice Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs. With free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas and personalized online school shops, A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland, or call them at 785-412-7020.
Here we go there, and what you going to give for them? See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that's State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-Man All-Star Game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., and Fridays, 8 to 4. C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-4521. Troy, Jay, and Cody at Cortland Commodities would like to wish good luck to Andy Cooper and Miles Rickard in the 8-man All-Star Game. Cortland Commodities is a licensed brokerage service that assists farmers and ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man All-Star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
Pre-game show on KVSV. It is the second game of the day. We have the 8-man one game, East Squad Blue against the West Squad Red. And we have the head coach of the East, that is Derek Bucky of Chase County. And Coach, this is always such a fun week for the players. And I know the coaches really have a good time stealing plays and getting together and telling stories. It's a heck of a week.
Yeah, you know, as far as stealing plays, I don't know that there's any new plays in football, but there are certainly concepts that we all like and little nuggets that you grab here and there of how, you know, people, you know, read and see different things. So, yeah, that's an exciting part. And, you know, just the atmosphere of the whole thing and, you know, spending time with guys that you're getting to know. You know, Coach Hamill, Coach Johnson, they're great guys, and the kids are great kids. So it's an exciting week, and very, very happy to be here.
Well, and the 20 that you have, they're so smart. They pick up everything in such a short period of time.
Yeah. You know, our quarterbacks, I teach a wordy system. You know, it's like if you were to imagine West Coast came to 8-man football, it is a little bit like that. And so our guys, you know, their heads spin a little bit with the words, but they're picking up on it. We're getting it fine-tuned, and, you know, we'll narrow the package down and have 12 to 20 plays that these guys really like by game time, and we'll be ready to go.
Well, not asking you to give out any trade secrets, but it looks like you got enough balance to where you can kind of do what you want to as far as what the game dictates to you, whether you want to pass or throw. It looks like you can do both.
Yeah, we do. We have a couple guys, you know, I'll start with the quarterbacks. I love the quarterback run game, and we've got a couple of quarterbacks that can really run the football. And, you know, we've got some perimeter guys that are really dangerous on the outside. And then, of course, you know, if you look at our tight end set, we've got two great big tight ends. And so, you know, I'm not afraid to get into a jumbo set and just run downhill and say stop it if you can. But, you know, these guys can do a little bit of everything. And I think that's kind of what the week is you want to get everybody involved and let them be in a position they can shine and do your best to help them, you know, be successful.
One of the questions I always ask, I'm always curious what each coach will say, and that is, in a short week like this, how much time can you spend on special teams?
So we will start every morning practice with a special teams period. So every pre-practice has, you know, a kicking aspect in it, you know, so the quarterback's warming up, we're kicking the ball a little bit. This morning, you know, we were able to, you know, we install kickoff return one day, you know, kickoff the next day. Punt, we don't worry too much about because we'll non-traditional punt, but punt return, and, you know, so 3 days, 3 mornings, special teams.
There you go. Yeah, well, that's quite a bit, actually. All right, Coach. Well, it's been a heck of a week as we record this a little early for the pregame show, but Beloit has had this thing for 40 years, and we'd like to keep it for another 40, and we enjoy you guys coming in, and I hope we're feeding you well.
The cafeteria does not disappoint. Yeah, it's a great atmosphere, and we're happy to be here.
All right, Derek Butke of Chase County, head coach of East 1. Thank you so much. Good luck in the ballgame.
Thank you.
All right, very good. When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today walk-in clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you, located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man all-stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hays, and the Hays Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hays Trader, and Plains Trader in Hays. All right, John Swanson, Don Melby back at... And Troy Isaacson is with us, as long as David Elliott as well. And we are back at the Kansas 8-Man All-Star Football Games. And we have the East one against the West one. And we'll go over both squads. And here, with a look at the blue squad, the East squad, here's Don Melby.
Okay, for the East squad, the Blues, number 0 is Oliver Norbert from Clifton Clyde. Number 1, Luke Budke from Chase County. Number 2, Eli Hurley from Central Plains. Number 4, Colron Ish of Madison. Number 5, Logan Rinkin of Little River. Number 6, Landon Doty of Chase County. Number 7, Cooper McDill from Rock Hills. Number 9, Josh Hutchison from Oswego. Number 12, Cade Brokish from Sylvan. Number 14, Trent Haig from West Elk. Number 18, Dante Henley from Central Burden. Number 20 is Luke Cherico from Sedan. Number 21, Aiden Heckley from Central Plains. Number 26 is Joel Schreiber, also from Central Plains. Number 46 is Ethan Ehring from Lincoln. Number 55 is Colton Cooley from Chase County. Number 56 is Victor Ortiz Torres from El Saline. Number 62 is Raiden Myers from Oswego. And number 77 is Jacob Tilburg from El Saline. Head coach for the Blue Squad is Derek Butke from Chase County. His assistants are Colby Hamill from Lincoln and J.D. Johnson from Central Plains.
All right, Don, that's the East squad. The West squad, we'll start with number 0, Chris Hermosillo Lopez of Wichita County. Number 1, Jamie Gardia of South Central. Number 2, Dayton Steffen of Hill City. His folks came here last night. I talked to them in the stands, and they sat and watched the whole first game, and they were here like 8:30 and have been here, and now they get to this ball game. So that was really cool to see somebody in the stands that early. But they got tired of hanging around the hotel, so they came over and came early for the first game. Zach Hendrickson, number 3 for South Gray. Ryan Ceramic, number 5 from Rawlins County. Interesting that both coaches have a kid in today's ball game. Ryan Ceramic is Aaron Ceramic's son, and on the other side, Luke Butke of Chase County is the son of head coach Derek Butke. All right. So, let's see, where did I leave off? Graydon Dinas, Trigo Community, number 9. Number 10 is Damon Lowen of South Gray. Number 11, Duncan Bell of Hoxie. He'll start at quarterback today for the West squad. Number 18, Caleb Noble Height from Ellis will start at a wideout spot. Number 20, Cordell Jordan of Oxford. Number 23, Max Whittam of Wichita County. Number 33, Jace Rutherford of South Central. And by the way, Don, he won the joke contest last night.
Yes, he did.
And number 42 at the banquet, that is. Number 42, Dorian Caldwell of Rawlins County. Number 44, Easton Nicholson of Hoxie. Number 55, Zachary Kraft of Kinsley. Number 56, Alex Holguin of Meade is here. He has a bad knee. He will not play today. Number 81, Noah Friesen of Sublette. And number 82, Joseph Prusa of South Central. Number 88, Samuel Watkins of Hoxie. And number 98, Juan Tatia Cabrera of Wichita County. The Red West squad, coached by Aaron Ceramic of Atwood Rawlins County, and the assistant coaches are Brett Westrup of South Central and Lance Barr of Hoxie. And interesting, at the banquet last night, Don, a couple of these coaches gave a short speech, and they were both very good. And one of them was Coach Brett Westrup, and I thought that was just a good touch. He talked about young people, so he talked to all these 80 kids about getting into officiating. And if you want to stay close to the game since you're not playing anymore, the best way to do it is to officiate it. And he says, try it. I'll bet you get hooked. And we need officials so bad.
We really do. We're really short on them. And, you know, I really appreciated his message last night to encourage young kids to be part of the game. We can't do this without officials, and sometimes they get a bad rap. They're great guys. I visited with the officials that were there at the banquet last night for a while. We swapped some stories, and, you know, you get to know them. They're great. And once in a while, yeah, you're going to yell at them or you're going to disagree with them or whatever, but they're great. They go out there to do the job. They don't go out there to say, well, we're going to pick on this team tonight or whatever. They always do their job very professionally in that, and we need people to get into officiating. So I did appreciate that very much.
Yeah, I did too. And one of the other speeches that we heard from when they had the Inspirational Player Award, Coach Butke. Coach Derek Butke of Chase County talked about his son who won the Inspirational Player Award, I think about 3 years ago, who was a heck of an athlete, and he had a severe injury, lost most of his fingers and really messed up his arm and his eye, but that hasn't stopped him, and he played that 8-man game. Steve Schrader made a club for his hand and arm, and he had to put it together. You know, it would break, and he'd make it 2 or 3 times for him, and he talked about that, and that was pretty moving.
That was very moving, and it was so inspirational to hear him talk about, you know, instead of feeling sorry for himself and say, oh, look what I've lost, you know, he adapted and he learned to play baseball and was pretty good at it. He learned to throw a javelin, and he's, as I understood it, he's throwing javelin in college, doing very well. So, you know, he took a disability, if you will, or a severe injury and turned it around and said, hey, I'm not done. I can still do some things. And, you know, that's what it's all about. And it's nice to hear a story about a courageous young man like that.
Absolutely. That was neat to hear at the banquet last night. We mentioned the Inspirational Player Award, and we talked about it during the first game. Let's do it here, too. For the East Blue Squad, the Inspirational Player, the Jerry Slayton Most Inspirational Player Award, was Trent Haig of West Elk. And the Inspirational Player Award for the West, the Red Squad, Duncan Bell of Hoxie. And both of them happen to be quarterbacks in today's game, so that'll be interesting. But and we talked about it the first game, Don, too, that the Most Inspirational Player Award is named for your old friend Jerry Slayton of Hanston.
Yeah, and just what a great guy, and we did talk about it a little bit, and you know, I think we had a great idea. I think we ought to get a couple of good lawn chairs to put over there on the southwest corner, and the Royals have their Buck O'Neill seat. We could have our Jerry Slayton seat, and we could pick somebody to sit there. And we might have to get a fake Santa Claus beard to put on them.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be part of it. You have to wear that when you sit there.
There we go. Yeah, and you could expand it and have a couch, I suppose. But a lawn chair would do the trick, because that's what he and Joe Hoover were over in that end zone. I don't know how many years, but they were always there.
Oh, and talk about a couple of great guys with stories and things, and I could sit and listen to those guys forever. And I haven't seen Joe for quite a while now. I hope he's still doing well, and I miss Jerry a lot. He's, of course, passed away several years ago, and a couple of great guys that were an inspiration to me a long time ago in my coaching career.
All right, so right now, another thing we talked about in the first game, right now what's going on down in the field, they just wrapped it up, and that is where the players get their medals for participating, and it's a neat deal because somebody from the Kansas 8-Man Association hands out the medal, and their parents are there, and their head coach is there, and I know you've been a part of it, and it's a special deal.
It is really nice to be able to be out there and, you know, tell them congratulations and shake their parents' hands, because they had a lot to do with that too. And see a lot of the coaches that I knew, and it was just a fun time to be a part of that ceremony.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, I think we'll go ahead and take. Okay, they're gonna recognize Dave Dubert one more time. We'll talk about that for a second. Dave Dubert, of course, this is his 18th year. This will be his final year. Chance Martin and Eric Burks will take over for Dave Dubert, and they have big shoes to fill for sure. And Dave has been doing this for 18 years, and this will be his last one. And we really appreciate all the things that Dave has done over the years for the 8-man All-Star Camp and the football games.
You know, and I did want to bring up, too, it's an interesting thing that they talked about last night. Dave played in one of the first 8-man All-Star games, and all 3 of his boys participated in this game, too, and played well, you know, great athletes. And it's hard for me to think about Dave walking away, but I know even if he steps away in a more diminished role, I bet he's here when this game comes around.
Yeah, I would agree. It gets in your blood. I know. I don't know what I'd do if I wasn't involved with this thing every summer, for sure. And if you live in the city of Beloit and you're used to working it, it's like, you know, you run into somebody that works it, whether they be for Rotary or Odyssey or Knights of Columbus or the various people that help put it on. You run into each other and you go, oh, yeah. And you start talking about 8-man. It might be December, but it's just something you do every year.
Yep, it is. And it's great to share stories and things like that with it. And we've just come a long, long ways. We've talked about how much they try to work and make it better, and I believe they've done that.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we will have more coverage after this timeout on KVSV.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man All-Stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cawker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving North Central Kansas, with offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Herenick of Salina Ortho, serving North Central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man All-Star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Herenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Alice Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing that special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Alice Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs. With free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas and personalized online school shops, A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland, or call them at 785-412-7020.
All right, John Swanson, Don Melby back at Trojan Field in Beloit for the 40th annual Kansas 8-man All-Star football games. And since, I can't do the math, Don, I've been involved with about 37 of these, and it doesn't make sense since I'm only 41, but,
Sometimes you just start early. You're an early bloomer.
There you go. All right, they're getting ready for the coin toss. The captains are at midfield, and David Elliott will voice this, will mic the coin toss here.
Okay, guys, welcome into the game. You guys have been chosen as captains by your coaches and teams. Okay, I want you to act like one. That means after the play, the ball's on the ground, you're going to pick it up, you're going to hand it to an official. If there's somebody on the ground, I don't care if he's in a red jersey or a blue jersey, you're going to pick him up, okay? This game will go by quicker, you'll have more fun. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. East, you guys are home team, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. West, you're going to be calling this?
Yes, sir.
Heads and tails. Tails and heads. What's your call?
Tails.
What did he say?
Tails.
All right, if I drop it, we do it again. It is heads. East, you guys have won the toss. What would you like to do?
Defer.
Defer? You guys want the ball, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, which end zone would you guys like to kick from?
I like to kick from that end zone going that way.
Kick east? All right, go ahead. Let's have east turn this way, west turn this way. East has won the toss, chose to defer. Go ahead and shake each other's hands one more time, fellas. We'll get going.
As you heard, East wins, and unlike our first game, here in the second game, they will defer to the second half. Guys, it's still a Chamber of Commerce day here in Beloit, Kansas. Breeze actually has shifted a little bit southwest. Some cottonwood balls flying from those trees over here as it's a beautiful day here in Beloit, ready for a Division I game.
Well, this is the way it always is on June 7th in Beloit, Kansas, Dave.
That's right.
At least that's what I tell everybody. We forget those 100-plus days we've had over the years doing this thing.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
You know what I like, and maybe I just don't pay attention to coin tosses enough, I like that the ref asked what he called, and he said tails, and then he asked the other captain if he heard him, and he said yes, tails, and so that way everybody's on the same page.
Yeah. And I don't know whether you know this story, John, but when we first started, we had it like the third weekend in July.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people think we switched because of the heat, but the real reason was my wife didn't like spending her anniversary time here in the stands at an 8-man game, so we had to move it.
There, it's out. It's out. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, we're ready for the kickoff. And here's the boot, and it's a squibber. Sromik was deep for the West, and he will end up with it. And he'll get to about the 26-yard line. So I don't know if they were worried about a return or if they just like to do a squib kick. But, that didn't turn out too bad for either one, really. They get it at the 26, but then the Blue didn't give up a big return either.
Yeah, if you can't kick it in the end zone, there's nothing wrong with that. And that ball bounces funny, takes a wrong bounce, bounces off somebody's leg. You got a chance to recover it. So
caught my attention this week. I don't remember which coach said this, but they said, watch this Duncan Bell from Hoxie. He's a stud. He's pretty good. Well, you could say that about everybody here. He's the quarterback. He'll hand it off. And a little bit of running room about to the 33-yard line.
He got a nice hole on that side. Made a nice cut and makes 7 yards. So good start for the East or the West.
So make it second down at about 3. Just getting underway, the West and the East from the Kansas 8-man All-Star football games. This is game number 2 of the Division I contest. Fake, and now he'll pass. Got a man out there, complete at the 8-yard line as he was able to hit Caleb Noble Height from Alice. The pass for the West from Duncan Bell to Height from Ellis, and he'll have it inside about the 7-yard line.
Really nice job by the West that time. The left defensive end for the Blue team came hard and had a run at the quarterback, and somebody picked him up, kept him off the quarterback to have time to throw.
All right, first and goal from the 8. Straight ahead, and in there for the touchdown is number 0, Chris Hermosillo Lopez.
Number 0, Chris Hermosillo Lopez takes it.
So Hermosillo Lopez with the 8-yard touchdown, make it 6-0 West.
That puts a stamp on the start, doesn't it?
It does.
3 plays, 3 long good plays.
Yeah.
And a score.
So Chris Hermosillo Lopez from Wichita County. Say that 10 times real fast, Don. Left side, Ceramic. Did he get in? Looks like he did, and the officials say yes, he did. So Ryan Ceramic with the 2-point conversion.
A little bit different start, a little bit of power running, a little bit of a long pass, but it looks like the red team is going to run a little power.
Yeah, little. Well, and when you're that powerful, you can do that play action and be pretty successful with it.
Yes.
All right, 8-0 West. We'll take a break. We'll have more 8-man All-Star football on KVSV after this timeout. Here we go there, and what you going to give for them? See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that's State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-man All-Star game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., and Fridays, 8 to 4. All right, the West will kick it off to the East. West with an impressive 3-play, about a 60, let's say, take that back, about a 54-yard drive, something like that?
Yep.
Here's the boot. Oh, my.
Going to get that one.
Oh, my. That is number 18. That's Caleb Noble Height. And I tell you what, that is a weapon.
That is a weapon.
That looks like a dude that can put that in there every time. And that is a weapon if he can do it, if he can put it in the end zone every time for a touchback.
He kicked that just perfect, and it was 8 yards deep in the end zone, and you have no chance of a return when you do that, and it's a real weapon to have.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so 1st and 10. Here's the pitch. You can hear the West yelling sweep, and they defended that pretty well as they got the ball to Josh Hutchison of Oswego.
Yeah, this looks like it might be a little more of a power game, and both teams have come out and run the ball a little bit. The West team did a great job swarming to that ball. There's a lot of big boys on both sides of this.
Well, you always hear arguments of run versus the pass and that the running isn't sexy. Well, I tell you what, if the running scores touchdowns, it's sexy. 2nd down and 8. Out of the shotgun. The handoff for a couple of yards. And that is Eli Hurley of Central Plains, I believe. And the quarterback out there, we told you, Trent Haig from West Elk.
A really nice tackle that time, got him around the legs and let go because he was just about to get loose. If he gets loose, he probably makes a 1st down, but he held onto his ankle and kept him there and made that play.
3rd down and 7. Haig back to pass, will keep it, will run it himself, and I think he lost a yard.
I tell you what, Easton Nicholson of Hoxie came from that linebacker spot, and he shot through a gap and just absolutely blew that play up right there.
Yeah, he did. So 4th down and 7. 4th down and 7 for the East here. And the ball at the 18-yard line. And I don't think they're punting, Don, unless they're going to quick kick. Haig of West Elk, no. Oh, he's going to quick kick. He pop-up kick, that's going to take a east bounce, and that was not bad.
That was not bad at all.
All the way to the 27-yard line. That's not too bad. No return.
He was pretty close to the line of scrimmage, but he was able to step back and get something on it and get it down the field. And the West didn't have anybody back, and I get that. You don't take chances.
It was a very high punt. Didn't look like it'd go that far, but he got a nice bounce and roll out of it.
Yep.
John and Don, just information only between you, me, and the fence post. I've tried a couple times to get Chris Hermosillo Lopez. He doesn't even come off the field. He made a good stick on that last defensive drive as well, so I don't know if we're going to be able to catch him, but he, of course, had the first score for the West.
Well, just follow him out onto the field, Dave. Nobody will notice. And there is Chris Hermosillo Lopez.
He's coming right to you.
For a 10-yard game. Yeah, he's running right to you.
But there he goes
Dave.
again.
Stick that microphone out, buddy. He's got some giddy-up, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the line is doing a great job in front of him. He's able to get going and get up ahead of steam before he gets hit.
Well, these coaches, they see a guy like that, and they think, when they see him like Tuesday night, first night of camp, they think, we got to get this guy in some space here.
Yeah.
Got to get him out in open space, see what he can do. All right, 1st and 10. Here's a little pass to number 5, Ceramic of Atwood Rawlins County, and he'll gain a couple. We mentioned earlier that each of the head coaches in this one have a kid playing. Ryan Ceramic is the son of Aaron Ceramic of Atwood Rawlins County, the head coach of the West squad. And then on the other side, Luke Butke of Chase County is the son of the head coach Derek Butke of Chase County. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a special thing to be able to share that with your kid or with your dad. Either way.
2nd down and 8 at midfield. Duncan Bell from Hoxie, the quarterback. Handoff. This is Ceramic. And he's going to get the ball to about the 34, 33, somewhere in there. So not a bad gain on 2nd down. I'll bring up a 3rd down at about 3 yards.
A little bit of an unbalanced line that time to the left, and then just ran the power to that side, trying to get numbers.
And I got to think this is 4-down territory here.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think. No doubt about that.
8-0 Red, 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Third down and 3. The West with the 34 of the East. They need to get to the 31-yard line. Man goes in motion. Swing it out to Ceramic, and boy, that was read big time by number 0, Oliver Norbert of Clifton Clyde.
But I think you're going to get a roughing the passer here.
Oh, wait a second. That was actually number 2, Eli Hurley of Central Plains. My bad. That was number 2. We'll see here.
He threw the flag, and somebody hit the quarterback, and I wonder if it is a late hit on the quarterback.
Might be. Yep. So that is going to give a first down to the West 1 squad and move that to the 25-yard line.
I didn't see the actual hit, but I saw the quarterback and a defender getting up off the ground over there, and he threw the flag right at him. So must have been a little bit late.
Yeah, that is never good when the penalty is on you when the flag gets thrown at you.
Yes.
All right, first and 10 for the West. Hand off. And again, that's Chris Hermosillo Lopez. And the thing of it is, not only does that guy have speed, Don, he's 205 pounds.
Yeah, he's going to be a load. You think he's going to get the ball a few times this game?
I think so. I think
they're pretty comfortable with that.
Well, you heard some cowbells. He might be the bell cow.
Maybe.
2nd down and 1. Here's the ball at the 15-yard line. West already leads it 8-0, and they got a huge roughing the passer call. There's a little swing to the tight end inside the 10-yard line. That's a pass to Samuel Watkins of Hoxie. So those two have probably done that before, Duncan Bell and Samuel Watkins at Hoxie.
And the West team, or the East team again, is using that 2-man front on defense And so far, the West has done a really good job at containing those front two rushers and picking up the linebackers when they come on a blitz. So it's to their advantage, I think. They've got some numbers up front. They've got some beef up front.
Yeah, they do. It's a matter of figuring out your personnel and doing the best you can with what you got. The pass taken into the end zone by number 10, Damian Lowen of South Gray.
Just a nice little fade to the outside. He got his cut, got underneath the defender, and got to the outside. Beautiful throw, right on the money to get there for 6 points.
So that is Damian Lowen of South Gray with the touchdown pass. And, of course, Duncan Bell is the quarterback. And that makes it 14-0 in favor of the West. 6:40 to go. Here's the extra point try. They get it to Ceramic, and he is absolutely wrapped up by Eli Hurley of Central Plains.
Yeah, nobody touched Eli Hurley. He came through right now. And kind of like a bulldog rodeo time, he got up pretty high, but he was able to control him and get him on the ground.
Yeah, if he was a calf, he would have been roped.
Yep.
All right, 14-0 in favor of the West. We'll take a break. We'll have more 8-man All-Star football for the 40th year on KVSV, AM and FM in Beloit, Kansas after this timeout. C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-4521. Troy, Jay, and Cody at Cortland Commodities would like to wish good luck to Andy Cooper and Miles Rickard in the 8-man All-Star Game. Cortland Commodities is a licensed brokerage service that assists farmers and ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340. All right, John Swanson, Don Melby, back at Trojan Stadium in Beloit. It's the 40th annual Kansas 8-man All-Star football games. 14-0 West. And
John?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry
Dave.
to interrupt real quick. I got Duncan Bell, the quarterback, just threw that touchdown. First of all, congratulations on getting here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What's been the key so far here in this game, do you think?
The intensity for sure. All of us are here. We got a goal. We want to go out here and hit some people. We haven't had it in a long time. You know, football season's been gone for a while, so we've been itching for this.
I happened to be there on a very cold night in Greensburg when you guys last played football, so it's a little bit warmer and nicer today.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Talk about this week and what it's been like to be a part of this.
Oh, it's been amazing. It's surreal. I'm super glad, blessed I was able to come here, be able to participate with these people. I mean, I'm surrounded by people better than me. And it's amazing. I mean, it's just great. Like, I've got everyone. Like, I could give the ball to anyone, and you know they're going to take it the distance.
Well, you're pretty good, too. So, hey, thanks for the time. We'll send it back up. But thanks for the time.
Thank you.
And that's Duncan Bell, quarterback from Hoxie and the West squad here.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. And I don't think it's any coincidence, if you heard that interview, why Duncan Bell of Hoxie was voted one of the Jerry Slayton most inspirational players last night at the banquet here as well. Okay, so the East faced with a 3rd down and 11 from their own 14-yard line. What's your 3rd and 11 play, Coach?
Something that makes 12 yards.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. You're known for going out on that limb.
Yeah.
Back to pass. Good pressure. And, you know, he probably was lucky that didn't get picked off, just based because he was backing up because of pressure and couldn't really step into the throw. And then there were defenders all over the place, and somehow it fell between them.
Yeah, it just, when you're on your back foot and going backwards like that, it's hard to put it right where you want it. And like you said, it was lucky because they had good defense on the play. You know, right now the West squad is hitting them in the mouth pretty good, and they haven't been able to stop them on offense, and their defense has been pretty rock solid.
All right, so on 4th down, the East, I know they don't want to, but you about got to punt in this situation. Pretty good kick. Fair catch at the 33-yard line. Nice kick there by Logan Rankin of Little River. Pretty good hang time. And, gosh, well, let's see. That'd be 26 and about 7:33. 33-yard punt with no return. That's pretty good punt.
I would take that anytime. We used to talk about kick the ball out of bounds, and I'd have people say, can't you find somebody that can kick it in bounds? I said, yeah, I can. And when they do, sometimes we can't stop them, and they run it back for a touchdown.
Yeah.
If you can kick it 35, 40 yards or down the field and get it out of bounds, no return, or kick it high enough to get that fair catch, that's a weapon.
And even more importantly, don't give them any momentum. Back to pass. Haig from West Elk got a man out there, complete. He just needs to stay in bounds, and he couldn't quite do it. He's out at the 11-yard line. That is number 82, Joseph Prusa of South Central, and that was a well-thrown ball. That was a well-thrown ball from Duncan Bell of Hoxie.
Boy, the offense has been impressive. They've showed they can do a lot of different things. They can run for power. They can throw the short passes underneath and get it. That's the second long pass that's been right on the money.
Yep.
So far, they've been able to do what they want to do.
1st and 10 for the Red. Back to pass. Rolling to his right. And Bell will get down at about the 5. So he'll get over half the yardage. So they can actually score, or they can actually get a first down without scoring a touchdown at the 1. So they're going to have 2nd down at about 4.
I was watching Hermosillo Lopez that time, and he put on a really nice block on the outside to help his quarterback get as far as he did. Not afraid to stick his nose in there and block when he needs to.
Don't think he worries about contact. I think he thrives for it. And they'll hand it to him. And he sticks his nose down fighting. Good job by the East to push him back. Number 9 and number 12, that's Josh Hutchison of Oswego and Cade Brokish of Sylvan Lucas.
Here's where I'd be really predictable. With my theory, I'd give it to him 2 more times if I have to.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just not sure they can stop him the way he runs.
Yeah. He's going to fall forward. He's low to the ground. And he's very forceful. Well, the quarterback will run it in instead.
That'll work too.
And that'll work. And actually, the direct snap went to Ryan Ceramic of Rawlins County, I believe. Yeah, that was Ceramic.
And Hermosillo Lopez led the charge. He went right to the goal line and knocked a defender back into the end zone and allowed him to get there and get going. The West is really dominating right now.
And that makes it 20-0 West on a 5-yard one from Ryan Ceramic, who took the direct snap that time. He's from Atwood, Rawlins County. His dad is the head coach. And we talked about that before, Don. It's always nice to have some of your own players. And there's Ceramic. I think he might have gotten the ball over.
He did.
Yeah, he reached the ball over. So Ceramic gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
To make it work the first time, let's do it again.
That's right, 22-0 West. We'll take another break. The West leading the 8-man Division I contest 22-0. We'll have more after this timeout on KVSV.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man all-star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
All right, John Swanson, Don Melby, David Elliott, Troy Isaacson keeping you company from Trojan Field in Beloit.
Got another interview for you.
All right, go ahead, Dave.
Oliver Norbert from Clifton Clyde here on the other sideline, the east sideline in blue here this afternoon. Well, not obviously maybe the start you guys would like, but what have you seen so far on the field on the defense?
Just not playing too great. Hopefully we can put together a little drive here, get something started. Try not to dig too deep of a hole.
Are you seeing something that maybe you weren't expecting out of the game plan, or what's kind of been the difference so far?
Just size. They're a little bit bigger, and we should be meaner, but hopefully we can make up for some of that right now.
I guess kind of take your mind off the game for just a split second. Talk about this week and how cool it is to be a part of this event.
It's been awesome. Got to meet a great group of guys. It's been fun being able to play the sport I love the most and get to meet new people and try to win a game. So,
well, we'll see what you can do toward that. So thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
And that's Oliver Norbert on the East squad, guys.
All right, a nice run by the Blue that time. That's number 14, Trent Haig of West Elk. And he'll take it to about the 24, bring up a second down and 2 for the East.
And I think he hit on a point there. You know, he said the size is a little different. If you look, I do believe that the West squad is just a little bit bigger than the East squad right there right now, and that's going to take its toll over time.
Yep. Second down and 2. Handoff, cut back, nice move, fighting for yardage, and finally down at the 32-yard line. And that's number 2, Eli Hurley of Central Plains.
Really nice run and really good effort there. And, you know, I don't think they gave him everything he should have, because I don't think he was down until he got well over the 30-yard line, but they must have determined that his momentum was stopped or something. But he went forward the whole way. They did not push him backwards.
First and 10 for the Blue at the 30-yard line, working right to left. High snap. Haig brings it down, gives it to his back for about a 3-yard gain. And again, that's Eli Hurley of Central Plains. You know, Hurley, again, not the biggest kid in the world, but he packs a wallop, 5'9", 175. He's pretty compact.
Yeah, and he's got big, strong legs. You can tell that as he was moving forward on all those runs. I haven't seen anybody push him backwards yet.
2:40 to go in the first quarter. 22-0 in favor of the West, the Red squad here at the 8-man All-Star game. Earlier today, the East wins in the Division II game 58-0 over the West. Little reverse here. Number 9 takes the ball, going from left to right. Josh Hutchison of Oswego. And that'll be a first down.
Cade Brokish put a really nice block on the outside. He got a hold of the outside man and pushed him to the outside and gave him a chance to get upfield, and really did a nice job leading that play. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he is. And I told you, I saw him in street clothes, and I thought he looked bigger in street clothes than he does in pad. And he's going to go to Hayes and play football, and he kind of bonded last night with Miles Mencius, our featured speaker, the All-American from Hayes, because obviously that's where Miles went. So he was happy to see a kid that size go to Hayes and play football.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Brokish is big, and he's got that long wingspan.
And I got to say, I think he looks pretty big in pads, too. He looked big without
both
pads.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
He's just big.
Yep, exactly. All right, so it'll be first and 10 for the East at the 35-yard line, their own, working right to left. Resting just to the side of that red star, the red, green, gold, and blue stars. Thanks to the Burks family. President Burks of Fort Hays Tech North Central and his family did a great job painting the field. There's a pass. Incomplete. The 2 red players were the closest to the football, as it turned out.
Just a quick side note to that on the field. I was able to visit with Eric a little bit between games and met his daughter who teaches here in town. And it was actually some of her elementary kids, or fifth grade going into sixth grade, came out yesterday and really helped them paint the field and get things done. And what a nice thing to see young kids getting involved with it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, tell you what, we will take a break with 1:33 to go first quarter. It is 22-0 in favor of the West, the Division I game. More 8-man All-Star football on KVSV after this timeout. When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today walk-in clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you. Located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas. All right, John Swanson and Don Melby back at Trojan Field in Beloit. Did you see that helicopter-sized wasp that was flying around, Don?
I did, and I was waiting for you to nimbly swat him with your hat.
My dogs sometimes don't realize it's a wasp, and they'll go after it like a fly, and that could be a mistake.
Yep.
I'm not going to do that.
Little hot
but
sauce.
I do have a hat here. I'll go after him with my hat. All right, second down and 15 for the East. They need to get to the 30-yard line for a first down. Haig kind of fumbled the snap, but recovered pretty nicely for a 6-yard gain. But there's a flag in the backfield.
That's two mistakes on this drive. You know, they were moving the ball, getting almost to midfield. They were to midfield. Then they get an illegal procedure penalty on the first play and go back to 1st and 15. And now they're 2nd and 15, and now they got a holding penalty, I'm sure. So that's going to be a drive killer.
It is.
You just can't do that.
Yeah, because they were already at 15 yards to go, and now you tack on to that.
It sure changes your play calling.
Yeah, it does. So, second down and a good chunk of Mitchell County here. Straight ahead is Haig to the 25.
They're using a lot of motion to try and draw that defense a little bit here and there and move their eyes and see if they can move anybody. But right now the West is doing a really good job of staying where they need to go, recognizing what's going on, and filling all those gaps.
Right. So that will make it third down at about 25 to go. Haig will hand off the football. And not much there for Eli Hurley of Central Plains. Pretty good defensive play there by number 44, Easton Nicholson of Hoxie for the West.
He's really stepped up and done a nice job already with that, working on things. And, you know, he sees a gap in there and he's shooting that gap, making tackles and blowing some plays up. He's been a key factor on their defense so far.
Absolutely. So the East will punt again. Ooh, that's a pretty nice kick. Logan Rankin of Little River. It's Dayton Steffen of Hill City will have it. Taken out to the 34-yard line, but a flag down at about the 18.
Yeah, I think they got a block in the back there.
And I think it's on Hermosillo Lopez.
I think he's telling his coach, that's on me, coach.
Sometimes when you get in that situation, you just can't. The guy gets turned around, and you end up blocking him in the back, and there's nothing you can do about it. It just ends up that way. And
there's what we talked about. That was a beautiful punt, long punt. It was high. but he almost outkicked his coverage, and when he made that first man miss, then he brings it back. So then your net punt really wasn't much more than 20, 25 yards, and he had the potential to score. So if you get a kicker that kicks it high enough to get your coverage under or kick it out of bounds, not a bad thing.
Right, right. And that is the end of the third quarter, or the first quarter. It feels like third quarter. End of the first quarter, West leads at 22-0. We'll have more 8-man All-Star football after this timeout.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man All-Stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hayes, and the Hayes Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hayes Trader, and Plains Trader in Hayes.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man All-Stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
All right, John Swanson, Don Melby back at Trojan Field in Beloit. David Elliott on the sidelines for us today. And, of course, we have Troy Isaacson keeping track of stats in the booth today. So the West with a 1st and 10 from their 9-yard line. The penalty backed it up to that. Back to pass is Bell of Hoxie. He's going to air it out, looking for a man. Oh, overshot him at the 30 by a couple of yards. And he had number 18 out there, Caleb Noble Height. And Caleb Noble Height is a pretty formidable target at 6'3", 190.
Yeah, he ran a nice pattern. He just wasn't able to catch up. Pretty good defense. The defense was right there kind of hand fighting with him a little bit. Maybe kept him from running free enough to get to that pass. Good protection for the quarterback. He had enough time to throw that and get a long pass downfield.
So 2nd down and 10. Duncan Bell of Hoxie, the quarterback. Man goes in motion, twins to the right. Has the snap. Back to pass. Rolls to his right. Out of the end zone. Will let one go. Got a man. Oh, just missed it. He jumped for it. Joseph Prusa of South Central. I'm almost thinking, I don't know if the sun hurt him or not, Don, but I think he misjudged that a little bit because I think he jumped high enough. I just don't think he timed his jump right.
Yeah, it was a little bit off, and that ball was in the air for a long time. Allows the defense to get coming into it, and the defenders were closing on it.
Yeah.
And there again, maybe a little bit lucky you don't get something picked off throwing it that far down the field and that high.
Kind of reminds you of like a center fielder that's close to the wall, and they're not sure, so they don't jump as high. And I think he could have had that, but a lot of things factor in there too.
Yeah.
Man goes in motion. Duncan Bell will roll to his right. Stop. As a man, it's complete. And that was Caleb Noble Height of Ellis that we just talked about. And let's see. How far is he from a first down? Probably about 3-4 yards.
Yeah. And the defender got there a little early on that, but I guess since you catch it, maybe they don't call that pass interference. He definitely hit him before the ball got there.
He did. He did. It was a competitive shove.
There you go.
4th down and 4.
That's a real good term for that.
Well, it was competitive. He didn't deck him, but he kind of shoved him.
Pushing him into the completion.
Yeah, right. 4th down and 4. They're going to go for it. Wonder if they'll quick kick, leading 22-0. Nope. They'll go for it. Oh, and he overshot his receiver.
Boy,
and again, that was Cale Noble Height.
Great chance here for the East to get something going and get back in.
Yep.
Terrific field position. That's one of those things that people will question for a long, long time. But, I think a lot of coaches anymore are not conscious of where they are on the field, or they are conscious, but they don't care. They're just not going to punt. They think they can convert.
Well, and they'll tell you, we have a lot of confidence in our offense. We feel like we can pick up the yardage wherever we're at.
Confidence in their offense and confidence in their defense.
Right.
If we don't get it, I think our defense can hold and be right here.
And most of the time in 8-man, you don't have to worry about the threat of a kicker. So you're defending points from a play as to a field goal.
Yep.
I mean, so there are times when you do have field goal kickers in 8-man, but not a whole lot. First down and 10 from the 16-yard line. The East with a great opportunity here. Swing the ball out to number 1, Luke Butke of Chase County. West did a pretty good job of stringing that out and pursuing.
Yeah, very well defended. End up throwing him for a 4-yard loss.
Yeah.
Now you're in a little bigger hole. I still think the West team is dominating on the line of scrimmage. They're giving them more time to throw, and they're making some holes for their running backs.
Second down and 15. Out of the shotgun is number 5, Logan Reagan of Little River. And he'll give it to number 2, Eli Hurley of Central Plains. So Rankin of Little River getting some playing time at quarterback here.
Great pursuit by the West squad that time. 6 guys around the ball by the time it got out to the outside a little bit. Leave a couple guys on the backside to make sure they don't cut back and get everybody else to the ball.
Right. Logan Rankin was the quarterback for a guy that knows a little bit about winning football, Kevin Ayers of Little River.
Water, guys, water.
Water, they say, Don. So we'll take a break, and we'll have a little water, too. 9:55 to go in the second. 22-0 West. More Kansas High School football, 8-man play-by-play action after this timeout on KVSV.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cawker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
All right, John Swanson, Don Melby back at the 40th annual Kansas 8-man All-Star Football Games. 22-0 in favor of the West. The East won today 58-0 in the 2 division. There's a pass downfield. Pretty good coverage there as they wanted number 21. That was Aiden Heckley of Central Plains, wanted him incomplete.
And again, just kind of the tail of the tape with the game. Right now the West has about 152 yards of offense and 22 points, and they have held the East to just 32 total yards and 2 first downs.
Shotgun snap.
6 o'clock game is valid.
Throws it out there, and I think it's picked off by the pylon. I think he was in bounds. We'll see.
No, they're ruling him
out of bounds. Okay. That's a well, it doesn't matter because that turns it over, doesn't it?
Yeah, smart play. You don't want to catch that one. You would have lost yardage on it. And
that's true.
My first thought was when he threw that, I thought, oh, my God, that's a duck. It could get picked off.
Yeah. Then
it was 4th down. You either got to catch that and get a first down or you're going to turn it over anyway.
So the East with an opportunity, and they don't get any points out of it. You still got 9.5 minutes to go. in this second quarter. And the West with another try at a possession. Duncan Bell of Hoxie will take off on the right side. I don't know exactly where they mark him out, but that looks like a gain of about 6 maybe.
Really nice play by him where he was headed up the middle. There was just absolutely nothing. And he took off and went out around the right side, and there was a running back or an end over there that saw him coming and made a nice block to free him up. Make a nice play out of really nothing.
Absolutely. So second down at about 4. What a week it has been for the 8-man All-Stars. We had a blast at the banquet last night. Don and I just ate at the salad bar. We didn't eat anything else.
That's our story.
Yeah, and I'm sticking to it. Second down and 4. Man goes in motion. Back to pass. Duncan Bell gets rid of it. A one-handed catch by one of his tight ends, and now he'll take off to the 40. And down at the 30-yard line was number 88, Samuel Watkins of Hoxie. And I think they've done that before. It was kind of away from him a little bit, and he just kind of pulled it in with one paw.
Nice little screen pass there to kind of let the rush come in, and you let them get deep and then just toss it over their head to the back. And linemen were downfield, made some nice blocks, and really nice play. The West can really put their stamp on this game here if they just maintain this drive, eat a little clock, score again.
They can. I mean, it's 22-0, and that was a big stop they had, you know, where the East got the ball to 16. They needed to score, and the West needed to stop them, and they did. Here's Hermosillo Lopez. Boy, he's a load. He didn't gain that much, but I guarantee you, I think each defender felt him as he ran through them.
He is a load, and he plays hard.
You could hear the pads from up here.
Yep.
And I thought I saw David Elliott squirm out of the way when he saw Hermosillo Lopez by the sideline. Was that true, Dave?
Absolutely. I'm not getting anywhere in front of that.
That'd be like taking a charge in basketball from that guy. Well, he's got a little speed and he's got plenty of power. They've got Ceramic in the backfield now with Duncan Bell. Twins to the right, one receiver to the left. Bell back to pass. Throws one right side, picked off. Picked off by number 4. A flag is down. That's Colton Ish of Madison. And the flag is in the middle of the field where maybe it might be holding. So we'll see if the interception stands.
I'm not so sure he isn't going to call defensive holding there maybe. But
oh, maybe.
I saw him pulling down on the shirt. No, it's on the offense. So they'll wave that off and take the interception.
I'll tell you what, that's a big play for the East.
Well, that was a nice move by the defensive back. He read it. The receiver looked like he was open. He made a cut in front, made a nice clean interception. Very well defensed by the East team. I didn't catch his number. Number 4, Colton Ish.
Yeah, that was
Madison.
Ish. Yep. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line for the East, the Blue Squad. Back to pass is Haig, the lefty. Airs it out. Oh, and both incidental contact, I think is what they're going to call it. So sometimes when the receiver and the defensive back go out for a pass and they get tangled up and
John, I'll just tell you right now, the East squad disagrees, but I do have Cooper McDill from Rock Hills with me here for the East squad. Obviously, at this point, you're not quite halfway through the second quarter. Still maybe some work to do, but your thoughts so far?
Yeah, I mean, we just giving up a lot of big plays. We got to fill and just keep battling and slowly crawl back. So game's not over yet.
Absolutely. Long way to go. More big picture, talk about this event and this week, what it's meant to be part of it.
It's just been great to get to meet everyone and play with them and get to learn new schemes and just play with a bunch of dogs. So it means a lot, and it's a really good deal. So
guys that were enemies that probably going to be friends now for quite a while, right?
Yep, probably, yeah.
Good stuff. Hey, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And that's Cooper McDill down here on the sidelines from Rock Hills.
Good kid. I had a chance to visit with him during the week at 8-man All-Star practice. Third down at about 7 here. Well, Coach Butke, they've got a left-handed quarterback and a right-handed quarterback, and he joked this week at Odyssey and Rotary about, well, once we get the left-handed footballs and the right-handed footballs figured out, we'll be okay.
And I think I do see him juggling 2 balls down there, so he might not be far off.
He might not be. Here's Haig of Elk. He's the lefty. He can run, too. There he goes to the 40 and down at the 36-yard line. Trent Haig of West Elk. And he told me that he'd do some running, and he can run. And he's not tiny either.
Did a really nice job pulling the ball down that time and taking it, getting upfield. And
Trent Haig goes 6'2", 185. So,
and he finished it off. He pushed the defender backwards at the end. Put a good hit on.
He sure did. So you got first down and 10 for the East at the 37-yard line, working left to right. And a couple of yards there.
Nice run on power. He's kind of coming back holding his hamstring a little bit. I hope he didn't pull something there. Or cramp. Might be a cramp.
That could be. It's not extremely hot, but yet they're out in the sun. We're not.
And the danger is it's not real hot, so maybe they don't drink as much pre-game.
Yes, yep.
And prepare as well as they should. That sure looks like a cramp.
The ball hits the ground, but Haig will pick it up. Get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit further than that. Or, excuse me, I said line of scrimmage. What I meant was first down.
Yeah, he's going to be close.
Yeah, he's going to be close to a first down.
I think they're marking him just short. I don't know. It's awful close. I might be asking for a measurement if that's.
Well, let's see. Where's David Elliott? Where are you at, Dave? What side are you on? Oh, you're on our side, so you don't have a better look than we do.
No, from my vantage point, though, it's inches.
Well,
I think they are going to measure.
Dave, Lindy Lindblad told me this story, the old ref and insurance guy. Go take a credit card and the former 8-man director and slide it between the ball and the marker and see what you get.
I'm saying first down. I'm going out there.
I'm going to say he's short. What do you think, Dave?
I think short as well.
And he is just short, just a few inches.
Inch and a half.
I stand,
wow.
I stand corrected.
There you go. It doesn't really matter because,
It actually is not a bad thing. You get another play on third down, you got inches.
It opens up your play call probably.
Oh, man, it's wide open.
Yeah, because, it's almost tempting to throw here.
Yeah, if you don't complete it, as long as you don't throw an interception.
Yeah, just be smart about it.
I think they have enough power to come back and.
Or how about a quarterback draw? Oh, and that's what it was going to be, I think. But one of the defenders ripped the ball away and comes up with it. That's number 33, Jace Rutherford of South Central.
Our jokester.
Yeah, Dave, he was the winner of my joke contest last night at the banquet.
Was it clean?
It was clean.
Excellent.
It was clean.
It was confusing.
and it was the only one that was very funny, so he won. Yeah. But I think that was a design quarterback draw, don't you?
I do. And the snap was a little low and he never got it really clean.
Yeah, and the ball was kind of hanging out there, and Rutherford knocked it away and grabbed it. Now it's 1st and 10, and and Bell back to pass, and it's caught, and that's going to be a touchdown. Wow, what a catch. High going up for it. Samuel Watkins of Hoxie. I think those guys have teamed up before.
That was an excellent catch. There were two defenders right there with him, and he just fought him outfought him for the ball, went up and got it. And then the defenders went down, so when he was able to make that catch, just an easy run into the end zone for a touchdown.
Okay, so we're going to call that a 47-yard pass from Duncan Bell to Samuel Watkins, both from Hoxie, both on the red squad.
Big turn of events in the game.
And that makes it 28-0. Yeah, it really is.
We said the West could put their stamp on it, and then the East team stopped them, got the ball back, and we're actually kind of driving, and then they get the turnover and turn around right after the turnover.
Oh, yeah, and they had that chance from the 16-yard line. That's tough. You need to, easier said than done, but you need to convert down there. Here's Bell. Quarterback draw is in there for the 2-point conversion. And that makes it 30-0 in favor of the West. So we'll take a break. 4:55 to go, second quarter. The West out in front, 30-0. We'll have more 8-man All-Star football on KVSV. We've been here all 40 years after this timeout on KVSV. The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving north central Kansas. With offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, serving north central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man All-Star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas. All right, John Swanson, Don Melby, David Elliott, Troy Isaacson with us today doing the stats. How many pencils has Troy gone through so far, Don? Oh, just one? Or is that his second?
Just one pencil, but he is making me feel better because every once in a while he snaps that lead off.
No, that's good.
Gentlemen, I think we got a heavy breathing interview for you. Samuel
All right,
Watkins.
Go for it.
Yeah, thanks, John. Samuel Watkins down here on the sideline. Over on the west side, okay, scoring the touchdown was probably the easier part. How in the world did you come down with that catch?
I don't know. It was a good ball by Duncan, and my glove stuck to the ball, and that's all, I guess. It was a good ball by Duncan.
Obviously, you guys have hooked up quite a few times in your time.
Oh yeah. We spent a lot of mornings running routes in the summers, and I don't know, it pays off, I guess. So that was a great ball by Duncan, and we're playing good so far. Hopefully we can keep it up.
Of course, you got Easton, your teammate here as well. Of course, head coach Lance Barr. So that's pretty cool to have the Indian squad here today. But talk about what it's like playing with and against these other guys that you've seen throughout your career but haven't had a chance to be teammates with. What's that like?
I mean, you always play to beat them, and you're practicing to beat these guys, but then you get together, and they're just like us. They're kids. They're fun to be around, and they can all ball, so it's awesome.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it. That's Samuel Watkins, guys from Hoxie down here on the sideline.
All right, there was a long pass down the sideline intended for Luke Butke of Chase County and the quarterback Logan Rankin of Little River. That goes incomplete, so it's going to be second down and 10 for the East from the 15-yard line, working left to right. 4:48 to go, second quarter. The West with a 30-0 lead. Well, this is kind of turning out similar to the first game, Don. Maybe it'll have a different ending, but here's the pitch on the right side. That's number 4, Colton Isham Madison. Penalty flag.
Yeah, he threw that pretty early. I'm not sure
they did.
What that is. The East just hasn't been able to get anything going. They have not completed a pass yet. They've attempted 7, but they've not completed a pass yet.
Right.
And at times they show a good ability to run the ball, but they haven't been able to put it together consistently and take a drive down the field and finish. I didn't see what he called, did you?
I didn't either. I wonder if it was a face mask, but that's just a guess.
Well, they declined it, so it must.
Yeah. What do you think, Dave? What do you think that penalty was?
I missed it too, to be honest with you, gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the end result is a third down and about 14. East will have it at their own 15-yard line. They pitch the ball. cut back. Nice cut back there. That's number 9. That's Josh Hutchison of Oswego. And so that brings up 4th down from their own 19-yard line.
Yeah, you're right. This is just kind of a mirror image of the first game. The West is just dominated from start to finish on both sides of the ball pretty well.
Yeah, a stingy defense and lots of weapons on offense.
Yep.
Just like the East in that first game.
Taking advantage of some turnovers. And
4th down and 7. Back to pass. There's one out. Underthrown. The receiver tried to come back for the ball. Colton Ish made a nice try, but it was so underthrown there was just no way. And now and so that'll bring up 4th down, and the East will have to punt here.
Yeah, the quarterback got hit on that right as soon as he let the ball go, and it just didn't have a chance to get into it enough to get it down to his receiver.
All right, so the West will take over.
I always hated this part. You're almost a little bit desperation to go, and then you give them the ball on the 18-yard line. And
all right, on 1st down, running play to about the 8-yard line, and that was Duncan Bell again from Hoxie. You know, and the other thing that reminds me, you know, not that the quarterback from the Blues doing a bad job or anything like that in the same way in that first game, but kind of reminds you that the quarterback for the East that set the record earlier today, J.D. Tyson, and now Duncan Bell, he just looks like he's commanding his troops. You know, yes. He's got a plan. He's got the weapons out there, very confident and moving down the field.
He's done a really nice job. He threw one ball that got picked off, but that was more of a really good defensive play than anything else.
And much like the quarterback in first game, he's got some teammates from his high school out there. They get the ball to Ceramic. A flag is thrown. I wonder if that was a hold as they were turning the corner blocking for him.
Yep, it's going to be a hold. They haven't made many mistakes, but that's one.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
one of them. Well, it has been, I don't know what the temperature is right now. I would guess maybe somewhere around 80 or so, but what a Chamber of Commerce day in Beloit, Kansas, Don.
Absolutely. Couldn't have ordered it any better.
No, not really.
They were talking rain this morning, and it was raining when I left home this morning, but
right.
They, as we got closer to Beloit, the sun was shining.
It's even better with the hors d'oeuvres and drinks up there in the booth, right?
Absolutely.
Where are those at?
We're not telling you, John. They're over here on this side.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we're just going to make Dave believe while he's out in the sun that we have hors d'oeuvres and drinks. There's, Hermosillo Lopez. He cuts back and bounces. Oh, and there the ball flies into the end zone, and they recover it, and it's a touchdown. Yeah. That's a touchdown, and the recovery was Samuel Watkins of Hoxie, his teammate.
Wasn't that nice of Hermosillo Lopez, though? He does all the work, runs it right down there, and then tosses the ball in the end zone.
And I don't
let his teammate cover it up.
I wish we had instant replay, because I don't think he crossed the plane, but it was close.
It was real close.
Because it popped in the air, and I think it popped forward, and I don't think he was passed yet. But, yeah, so I guess you got to give the touchdown to Watkins on the fumble recovery, don't you?
Yes. Yes. That's what they're saying. It's a nice of Hermosillo Lopez to share.
Yeah, that was nice of him to share the wealth there, right? Here's the pass, and that's Ceramic. That'll be Aaron Ceramic with the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, I don't know that I can.
And that makes it 38-0 with 2:28 to go in this first half. So, yeah, Hermosillo Lopez carries the ball. Watkins covers the fumble. 38-0 West. We're going to take a break. We'll have more 8-man All-Star. This is the 40th year for KVSV. We'll have it for you after this timeout.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Alice Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing that special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Alice Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs. With free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas and personalized online school shops, A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland or call them at 785-412-7020.
All right, John Swanson, Don Melby, the whole crew here. David Elliott's here. Troy Isaacson is here. KVSV is proud to say we've been the voice of the 8-man All-Star football games for 40 years, and it's been fun to be a big part of it. The gentleman sitting to my right has done this. He's been here since the beginning, all 40 years, and that is Don Melby. Could you imagine when you and the guys, Chuck Fessenden and all those other guys, came up with this idea of this ball game? You know, did you say, hey, I bet in 2025 we'll be doing 2 games for 25 years?
No clue. No clue. I mean, it's gone beyond our wildest dreams. We wanted to start something, and that's where we went. And like I said, it's just been a labor of love, but it's a whole crew of people. It's the coaches and the 8-man association, especially Beloit, wanting to take it and run with it right away and put their heart and soul into it every year. It's just a special thing.
And we've been so fortunate. Oh, there was a little reverse with the receiver coming from left to right and get it from the quarterback, but they throw him for a loss. That's number 9, Josh Hutchison of Oswego. And yeah, you're right. And we've been very fortunate to get guys like Lindy Lindblad, who did it for so many years. I think Lindy was around 20. Dave Dubert was 18. You know, so you get guys that, and you have that much consistency in your leadership. That's good stuff.
It really is, and it's really important. And you know, right now, the West team's like a shark, and there's blood in the water.
Yep.
They're just taking it to them.
All right, we'll keep it here during the break. We've got about 1:57 till halftime, and at halftime we'll have some interviews. We'll remind you again, the Most Inspirational Player Award on the Division I squads, Trent Haig of West Elk and Duncan Bell of Hoxie, 2 of the quarterbacks in today's game. From the Division II, Andrew Conradi of Lebo on the East 2 squad and Jeb Miller of Victoria on the West 2 squad. So that was a lot of fun last night at the banquet, and wasn't the All-American from Hayes, Miles Mencius, man, he was awesome, wasn't he?
He was really good. What a nice young man, humble young man, and knowing what he went through, I've been thinking about that, and I can't imagine playing All-American football one day and finding a brain tumor like that 2 days later. It's just amazing that the timing of it, and then to be able to get a good diagnosis and get rid of it is pretty special stuff.
Now the Blue with the football. They'll throw a pass out in the flat for number 21. It's complete, and that is Aiden Heckley of Central Plains. 3rd down and about 11. Haig eludes 1 tackler, but can't elude 3, Don.
No.
As the red really swarming. Good sportsmanship as they helped him up. Max Whittam of Wichita County. Jace Rutherford, our jokester, our winner of our joke contest, is a pretty good football player too.
Yes, he is. Very good football player.
He can tell a joke and tackle you for a loss, right? He had his pick, and he picked a Bo Nix rookie card. That was his prize. I had an Xavier Worthy rookie card there, and Drake May, and one other one, and he picked the Bo Nix guard.
Me being a Chiefs fan, I probably would have taken Xavier Worthy.
I'd have taken the Worthy guard too. And the pass is incomplete. So that's going to bring up fourth down, and or do they take over here? I was thinking this is fourth down. Yeah, this is fourth down. They've already changed the marker to 1, but this is fourth down.
And unfortunately, like I said, I think you get to the point where your desperation takes over, and you're trying to do something. There was 4th and long, and they're close to halftime, but now you're giving them the ball at the 10-yard line. And
that was. Yeah, you're right. It was 4th and long.
I don't like to second guess, but that's. Sometimes we as coaches get too desperate, and I've been there. I've done that, and I think back on it after the game and say, why didn't I do this or why didn't I do that? But
38-0. Back to pass. Bell rolls to his right, stops, plants his feet, incomplete.
And I don't mean to demean the coaches. It's an easy game from up here in the press box.
That's right.
And you can sit back and make decisions. I wouldn't do that. When you're on the sideline, you're on the clock, and you got to make a decision. You got to trust your kids and your judgment, and
you've got a short time to make a tough decision.
Absolutely. And sometimes you are just trying to create a spark a little bit.
Yeah. And it's, and that's one of the toughest coaching jobs in the world when they have to go in at halftime down this much.
Absolutely.
That's kind of where, I don't mean to be too philosophical, but that's kind of where the football teaches you a little bit about life. Bell, did he get across the pylon? No, he's just shy of the pylon. He reached out with the ball, and the ball went flying, and they say the ball did not cross the pylon or the end zone. David Elliott was right there. What did you think, Dave?
He lost it just as he went out of bounds. So, no retained possession. It'll be
if he didn't
right at the 1 yard line.
If he didn't go out of bounds and he fumbles that through the end zone, that'll be a turnover.
The ball went out of bounds near center.
So probably the point is moot because they're sitting at about, is that a yard or is that a half yard? You're right on it. That's why I asked you.
Yeah, right on the 1.
Right on the 1. So here we go, 3rd and goal. And that may be the easiest touchdown Hermosillo Lopez has had. He's ever had, a 1 yard run. Well, he was kind of owed that after that last time where he fumbled it into the end zone and the other guy got the touchdown.
I think he was looking around for somebody to give him a touchdown. He couldn't find anybody. He was there by himself. So,
Chris Hermosillo Lopez of Wichita County makes it 44-0 with 24 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Another little family connection. I remember his brother playing 2 or 3 years ago in this game.
That's always awesome when you can have siblings play in it. There's the pass into the end zone. And that is going to be good for Samuel Watkins. So Samuel Watkins gets the 2-point conversion to make it 46-0 in favor of the West. We'll take a quick break. We'll have more 8-man All-Star football after this timeout on KVSV. Here we go there, and what you going to give for them? See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that's State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-man All-Star game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., and Fridays, 8 to 4. All right, John and Don, we're back at the 8-man All-Star football games. And, boy, that I told you, Don, I don't think he's had any return today, has he?
No.
That was number 18, Caleb Noble-Height. That is a weapon, man. When you can guarantee the other team has to start on the 15. That is a weapon.
Yeah. He kind of let up on one of them. It was only 2 yards deep in the end zone. That one was clear out. So he's definitely getting the ball.
Yeah. So 46-0. You talked about siblings playing in the ball game, and we mentioned this before, but Dave Dubert played in this game way back when in 80, whatever it was. Was that the first one? I can't remember. But he played in one of the early ones. Then his son Trey would play later, his son Davis a little bit after that, and his son Cale after that. So you have 4 Duberts in this 8-man All-Star game. So as Dave retires after today, after 18 years of doing this, he can look back on it. And 4 Duberts played. And then plus his brother Ronnie played in this game too.
Yeah, yep.
I played a lot of softball against Ronnie. I believe he's still up in Nebraska, I believe. 2nd down. Back to pass. They'll air one out. Got a man. Oh! Boy, I thought he was going to run under it and do like a circus sketch, with the kind of like the baseball center fielder. That was number 1, Luke Butke of Chase County. Just couldn't quite haul that in, but it was close.
It was close. He had a chance. That was a nicely thrown ball.
And again, at the half, David Elliott will grab some interviews and we'll go over stats. So there are 2 people sitting in back of the end zone, but not quite near where we would put the Jerry Slayton cheers. There's a long pass, and I think it's picked off. I think it's picked off by number 1. No, he didn't get it?
The referee down here saying he was out of bounds.
Okay, he caught it. That was Jamie Gardia of South Central. Caught it, but I couldn't tell from here if he was out of bounds or not.
Evidently, the guy over there by the down marker is watching that, and I saw him give the signal he was out of bounds. I think the back judge was looking like he was going to give it to him.
Right. Well, it was close. 4 seconds. You got time for one more play. I think you just chuck it. As long as you don't get sacked, hopefully you don't have a turnover here if you're East. And you're already done 46-0, so what's the difference, Yeah. And that's going to go out of bounds. And that is going to be the end of the first half. So the West is going to lead 46-0 at the half.
I'm going to try to grab Kobe Hamill here real quick.
Okay, all right.
Thanks, John. Got Kobe Hamill, head coach from Lincoln, assistant coach here for the East Blue Squad here today. Obviously, the scoreboard, things not going quite your way, but talk about your thoughts on the game so far.
Well, it's just a bunch of good dudes playing football. I mean, everyone knows that everybody has a good talent on their team, and you got to come out and execute and play hard. And it's just another opportunity for these guys to get out and compete. Wes is bringing some energy. In the second half, we need to match it. Not feel sorry for ourselves, but at the end of the day, just come out and play football. Enjoy the moment. It's 40th year this thing's been going on. We want to pay good tribute to everyone else who played before us and finished this ball game.
That's a good thought. More on that as far as a broad thought on this week, what it's been like. I know you've been here and been a part of this event before, but what's it been like here once again to be a part of the 40th?
Oh, it's a great opportunity. I'm a young coach. I'm still learning. I spent a lot of time with all these other coaches this week, just asking questions. Steal something here and there, take a little golden nugget. But these 4 teams that were here this week, great kids, great families. They've obviously all been raised really well, respectful. It's easy to coach when you can tell a kid to do something one time and then make those adjustments. But it's been a great week.
We'll get you out on that. Best of luck the second half. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, that's head coach from the Lincoln Leopards, Colby Hamill, of course, is serving as assistant here. We'll try to catch up with one of the West squad assistant coaches probably toward the end of the halftime report because I think they've already all gone back to the locker room. But we'll try to do that a little bit later on. Back to you guys.
Appreciate that, Dave. Good job. Colby Hamill, I've known him for a while. I had him on Coach's Corner for Rock Hills. Right now I've got him on Coach's Corner for Lincoln, and we all know, Don, that is not the fun interview when you're down 46-0 at half to do, but he does it because he knows that's part of the job, and it goes with it, but it's not fun a lot of times.
No, it is not, and I thought he said the right things. You know, they need to try and match the intensity, but they also need to just embrace the game and the competition and what's going on with everybody in the thing. It's just tough, and it's hard to tell your kids that, you know, and get things going, but that's what they've got to do. They've got to come back and say, you know, hey, things aren't going our way, and quite honestly, I shouldn't say you're never going to win the ball game, because I do remember one of the state championship games at Russell that was played, and it was one score from being 45 at halftime, and I believe it was Jerry Slayton and Hanston that they were playing against, and they came back out after half and they got it down to one score. And I remember it was Jeff from down southeast, I can't say the name right now, and he said my stat guy came up to me and said, Jeff, if you don't do something, you're going to lose this ball game. And he knew that full well, but that was the biggest turnaround I think I've ever seen as far as getting to that point. You know, stat-wise, it's going to be really lopsided. Division I East has really had a tough time trying to throw the ball. I believe they've only had one completion. And they've rushed the ball a little bit, but not much.
You're going to do 3 after.
Getting lined up here with Troy. And the West has 83 yards rushing. The East has 54, so they do have some rushing yards. But the bigger difference is the passing. The West is 9 out of 14 for 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 PAT. They do have the 1 interception. And the East is 1 for 14 for 6 yards. So haven't been able to get anything going in the passing game. And, you know, it's just a lot of different things. There's been a lot of opportunities in the first half to turn it around, and it just have not been able to do it at all with what's going on. It's been total domination by the West.
Yeah, it really has. And we talked about this in the first game, Don. It's kind of like same book, second chapter, you know. Boy, you know, the East is going to have to go in and say, all right, you know, what do you tell them? You say, okay, let's start over. We know it's 46-0, but we're just going to go out there and fight and do the best we can, and we'll just see where it ends up.
And I think you got to tell them too that as hard as it is, you got to try to have a little fun in this game. You got to make a big play and get excited and go pick up your teammate and do some things that are fun and get a little emotion and that back into it. And you know, that's asking a lot out of kids. But these are all-stars, and there are things that they can do. And then, you know, maybe tell them you got to wipe the score out and say 0-0. Let's go out and see if we can win the second half.
Absolutely, yeah. Do the best they can.
Yeah.
All right, tell you what, we're going to send it back to the studios for a while, and David Elliott will try to get some interviews coming back. Try to get one of the West squad coaches coming back from the first half as we get ready for the second half. So we're going to send it back to the studios for a while for a break and some weather and another break, and we'll come back and talk more about this one after this timeout on KVSV. C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-4521. Troy, Jay, and Cody at Cortland Commodities would like to wish good luck to Andy Cooper and Miles Rickard in the 8-man All-Star Game. Cortland Commodities is a licensed brokerage service that assists farmers and ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man All-Star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today Walk-In Clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you. Located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man All-Stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hays, and the Hays Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hays Trader, and Plains Trader in Hays.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man All-Stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cawker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
This is KVSV Beloit, AM 1190 and stereo 102.9 The Mix. In your gold standard for music, KVSV FM 105.5. We are now streaming live 24/7 at kvsvradio.com. Let's take a look at our weather forecast for north central Kansas and south central Nebraska. Saturday night, lows around 60. Sunday, mostly sunny, a 20% chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 70s with north winds with gusts to around 25 miles per hour. Sunday night, lows in the mid-50s. Monday, sunny, highs in the lower 80s with northwest winds with gusts to around 20 miles per hour. Monday night, lows in the lower 50s. Tuesday, sunny, highs in the upper 80s and lows in the lower 60s on Tuesday night. Thank you for listening to KVSV Beloit AM 1190 and stereo 102.9 The Mix, and your gold standard for music, KVSV FM 105.5.
The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving north central Kansas. with offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, serving North Central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man All-Star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Alice Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing that special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Alice Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs. With free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas and personalized online school shops, A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland or call them at 785-412-7020.
Here we go there, and what you going to give for them? See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that's State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-man All-Star game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., and Fridays, 8 to 4. C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-4521. Troy, Jay, and Cody at Cortland Commodities would like to wish good luck to Andy Cooper and Miles Rickard in the 8-man All-Star game. Cortland Commodities is a licensed brokerage service that assists farmers and ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man All-Star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today Walk-In Clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you. Located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas.
All right, it's John, it's Don, and Troy is with us. David is with us, and David will continue with the interviews coming up. And we were just talking to David about, what a great job he does on those interviews, and that can be not the easiest job because you don't always get players that, most of the time they'll talk to you, but sometimes when you're getting beat really bad, you just want to be in the zone, you want to play, and I get that. And Chris Hermosillo Lopez, he's not ducking us. It's just that he plays all the time, and it's just so hard to get him. So we'll see if we can't get him in the second half.
Yeah, it is hard to make that, and not only is David doing a good job with it, but I think the kids are really doing a nice job with it too. To say the right things, and it's hard to think what to say when you're on an end of the thing like that. So much easier when you just scored a touchdown or you just made a big tackle or interception. That's a slam dunk, but when you're just getting an interview and trying to get our local kids in, it puts them in a little tough spot, and I think they've done a really good job today.
And again, not to get too philosophical, but that's when a team sport teaches you about life, because it's not always going to go your way out there in the workforce or whatever you're doing in your marriage, or everything takes work, and each day is a new adventure, and you keep working at it.
Yep, and you can give up and be gone, but that just isn't an option. You come back and you do the things, and it would be nice if the blue team could get something going positive here in that second half and maybe maintain something and get a score. We were kind of hoping that the West team would get a score in that first game just to get a little something positive, but they're going to have to do some things right to do that. The passing game has not looked good, but maybe they can get it and run the ball a little more, and get it and go, and you just never know where it goes from here.
We'll talk a little bit about the scoring in that first half, maybe break one more time. We'll see. David may end up getting an interview here, and if he does that, we'll break to that. He's got one ready. David, are you there down on the sidelines?
Yeah, my mic wasn't on there for a second, so sorry about that. Yeah, we got Lance Barr from Hoxie here joining us. Of course, obviously, things are going quite well for your squad. Talk about it so far.
Yeah, we started out really well, really fast, and then we kind of got shut down there for a couple drives. We got backed up, went for it on fourth down, and we were able to bounce back. But defense has been playing great too. They gave the ball up to the offense, the great field position, give us a short field. So a lot of red zone offense for us, just putting us in good places. So we're really close to scoring right when we get the ball. So. Just had a couple big plays, and that's just guys going out there and making plays. There was good defense and defenders in our face, and we had guys go up and get the ball, and just that's why they're here. We knew what these guys could do, and they're just showcasing that.
Obviously, been a really good year for you. Nice to cap it off with this. What's it like to be a part of this event?
It's been great. It's been great having one last ride with these three guys that I coached all year, but. This is an extremely talented West squad. We knew that kind of going in, and just to come out here and allow them to showcase that and just see how they came together throughout the week. It's been really fun. Really close group. So, us and Leota and Atwood, we kind of have some rivalries amongst each other, and see all those teams come together and play with one another rather than against. It's just pretty special.
Good stuff. We'll get you out on that. Best of luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
And that's assistant coach for the East, or I beg your pardon, for the West, and the Red Squad, and head coach, of course, of the state champion, Hoxie Indians.
All right, and probably the tallest person at the banquet last night, Don.
Yep, I believe so. Definitely someone to look up to.
No doubt about it. I'll tell you what, there are a lot of guys at that banquet last night to look up to, and not necessarily just in height, but yeah, I agree. All right, tell you what. I guess we'll keep it right here because the teams are on the field. We got the interview in. Nice breeze coming into the booth. We're right around, I know it was 79 not too long ago, so we're right around that 80-degree mark today. Just couldn't ask for too much better at the early June 7th for about 80 and sunny on a Saturday afternoon.
A little over under here. Kickoff going into the end zone or out of the end zone?
It'll be in the middle of it, but he's had a little rest, so he could bury it. I'm going to say he's going to hit about at the top of the A in the end zone. That's what I'm going to say. So about almost over 80% of the end zone.
That's very specific.
It is. I have no clue, but that's what I'm guessing.
I'm going to go with out of the end zone.
Okay.
And it's going to end up in the high jump area.
There you go.
It's already been dug out.
If this score was 20-18, would we be having the same conversation?
Probably not.
All right, let's see what happens here. This is Caleb Noble Hyde of Ellis. Okay, about halfway through the end zone in the middle of the T in East. So I was a little off. But
and a little short of the high jump area. So
a little short of the high jump area. So we were both a little off, but
I'll concede to you. You were a lot closer than I was.
Yeah, well, he's a weapon. There's no doubt about that, and that's, in all of our silliness, that's what we're pointing out.
In my defense, I think he took it easy on the ball that time.
He may have.
Well, let's see if the blue team can get something going early.
Yeah.
Here. That would be nice.
See if they can string something together in this third quarter. And it'll be Trent Haig of West Elk out there at quarterback, the lefty. He has twins to the right. Oh, nice run. Nice running play of about 9 yards to start it. And that's been the main ball carrier. That's Eli Hurley of Central Plains.
And, we talked a lot about the blue team getting their heads up. And on the other side, you got to tell these kids, we're going to play another half of football. You need to keep your head up because sometimes if you start not going as hard as you could, you might get hurt. And we sure don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Right. Absolutely. Fake. Quarterback keeps it himself. Maybe gained a yard. I really like, in this game in particular, I like how the red and the blue helping each other up.
I do too. I really, it was great with the official at the coin toss saying, you guys are captains. Let's act like it.
Yeah.
Let's lead your team. Let's pick the other team up or your team up. Let's hand the ball to the officials.
That's kind of last year. You remember our featured speaker last night was Miles Menches, the All-American at Fort Hays that played at Central Plains. Well, last year we had Kevin Ayers, the great 8-man coach, and that's kind of the message he put out there about kids. Oh, nice cutback, and he'll have a first down. Hurley from Central Plains running hard, Don. He's past the 30 to about the 31, so he had a 3rd down and 2 and gains about 7.
That was a really nice cutback on that. I mean, he was pretty much stopped dead in his tracks. He was able to spin off and get back inside, put his hand down for balance, and made a nice run out of it.
All right, so 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Good start for him.
Yeah.
They just need to maintain a little.
A first down is a good building block on that string of drive together. They need some points, but you want to do it within your game plan. Well, that'll work. Haig will run, loses the ball, but is able to bring it in himself. He's going to gain at least 8. Depends where they mark him, maybe 9. But a nice run on first down. He'll have a 2nd down at about 1.
Just need to string it together here and keep it going. They've done a really nice job blocking. They showed good patience with what they're doing, getting to the right spot.
Right. 2nd down and 1, back to pass, got a man, complete. And he hangs on to a pretty good hit there. The Aiden Heckley of Central Plains catches it. He's hit by Dayton Stephen of Hill City. Dayton Stephen's mom and dad, they were the ones that were in the stadium about, I think it was about 8:30 or so. And the funny thing of it was, they said, yeah, and we're not even the first game. We're the second game. Our boys the second game, but they got tired of sitting in their hotel, so they came out to watch football all day long, and they're still down here watching this game and probably like the way it's coming out so far.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Uh-oh, there's a running play to the sideline for a couple by Joel Schreiber of Central Plains, but again, where that penalty flag is, right along the line of scrimmage, that's probably got to be a hold.
Probably going to be a hold. And boy, those are drive killers. You know, you get a couple first downs, you got something going positive, and now you get something. I don't know if they're talking about it, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Not as just simple as somebody saying, oh, there was a hold.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not, we're not always right. If it is a hold, though. Well, where that was thrown, that's...
Oh. 2 penalties offset.
What was the one on them?
A face mask.
Okay. Well, that would make sense, too, because...
That's a break for the East squad.
It really is, because
they had
that doesn't
a loss on the play.
That just gives them a mulligan, basically.
Yep.
So yeah, you're right. So 1st and 10 at the 32 of the West. The ball gets bobbled, fumbled again, and did he lose it for good? I think he did. And I think Chris Hermosillo Lopez recovered that. I'm not sure. He was in the middle of it. I don't know if he got the ball or not.
I couldn't see.
It was 44 Easton Nicholson.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
And he's been all over the place. He's been really strong on the defense. He's really done a nice job today on the defensive side.
Yes, I do. Great.
All right. Very good.
We didn't have any turnovers. Let's get one here.
All right. Here we go. It's 1st and 10 for the West. After that turnover, maybe Lopez was in the middle of that. He didn't get the ball, but I think he might have been the one that helped strip it anyway. All right, 1st and 10 for the West. Duncan Bell of Hoxie. He's going to air one out. Did he get it in the air? Enough. Incomplete. Went over his receiver's head. And he wanted Caleb Noble Hyde of Alice. And actually, again, Don, that's one of those balls that you got 3 blue defenders back there. It fell in a good spot because when it went over Noble Hyde's head, you think, ooh, could that get picked off? But it wasn't.
And that's what so many guys do. You get a turnover and they go for the home run ball right off the bat on the first play. And, you know, it's tough on this blue team. You had something going just a little bit, and then all of a sudden you turn the ball over. You know, how long can they keep those heads up and keep going?
True. 2nd down, handoff. Guess who?
Yeah.
Chris Hermosillo Lopez.
He doesn't look like he's slowing down any.
No, he does not. And I think he hasn't been out a whole lot.
I'm going to preemptively say I can talk to him before I actually talk to him. Chris. 2 seconds. We're going to try to grab you here while you have a second on the sideline, man. You've been playing your lights out.
Thank you.
What's it mean to be a part of this?
It means everything. My whole family's been at this game. I'm just glad I'm here.
That's awesome. Obviously, things going pretty well for you, too.
It's going fantastic.
So we'll get you out on that, and I'm sure you're going to be back in a couple plays.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, again, the work. What'd you call him, the bell cow earlier?
The bell cow.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I've been hearing cowbells, and I just said I think he's going to be the bell cow. Yeah, I don't know who had those. Those were in the first game. I haven't heard any cowbells in the second game. Have you, Don?
I have not.
But yeah, he was the bell cow because he and he and Ceramic probably have had the most carries, I would think, of the backs.
He's definitely ringing the bell.
Yeah. Well, he'll feel good tonight.
Oh, my gosh.
Wide open, and there he is. Chris Hermosillo Lopez, a little KVSV karma there, Dave.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Oh, my, that's good stuff. What do you got for yardage on that, Troy? 30 yards. Guys, 30-yard pass from Bell to Chris Hermosillo Lopez.
The best thing about that, too, guys, is 2 or 3 of these guys for the in the red here were smiling that whole interview, and when he just got that score as well, they know it too. They were saying that's insane. He's insane. He's crazy. So that's pretty cool.
An extra point try by Caleb Noble Height. Oh, and boy, I tell you what, that I don't know if Brokish blocked it or not, but he was in the way. And the kick is no good. He may have gotten a piece of it, too. I couldn't tell. All right, so our score, 52-0 in favor of the West. More 8-man All-Star football on KVSV. We've been doing it for 40 years. We'll have more after this timeout.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man all-stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hayes, and the Hayes Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hayes Trader, and Plains Trader in Hayes. All right, John and Don, we are back at Trojan Field in Beloit. David Elliott is on the sidelines. Troy Isaacson up here in the booth. And David has done a super job all day long. And way to get that 3-question interview out of Chris Hermosillo Lopez. And I'll tell you what, that's about all you can really do.
Absolutely. I was just counting the moments till he was going to say, I got to run back in. But, yeah, he has had a heck of a ball game.
You timed that about right, because I think he had one play off, and then he went for the long pass. They give him just enough time to catch his breath and to say, hey, go out for a 30-yard pass. Here's the boot. And that's in the middle of the S, in the middle of the end zone for Caleb Noble-Hyde. And, hey, Dave, we've been talking about this all afternoon. What a weapon Caleb Noble-Hyde is, the way he's been burying it in the end zone, huh?
Yeah, and if I remember right, back when they were playing 11-man a few years ago, of course, they dropped down to 8-man here, I think maybe 2 years ago. He was a pretty good kicker, even in the 11-man ranks, and pretty good basketball player, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But, yeah, that's an absolute, especially in the 8-man game, to have that weapon.
You guarantee that they start at the 15. And that's what will happen here. 1st and 10 for the East, working left to right. Little screen pass. And that is Eli Hurley of Central Plains. Gained probably about 3, it looks like, Don.
Yeah. I was going to say the 2 kick returners just kind of look disinterested standing down there. They're probably saying, we're not going to have a chance at this. If he happens to hit a short one, they might be surprised.
Yeah, they would be. What would happen if he hit one at their feet one time?
You know, in that first game, that first kick that went into the end zone and died, barely got over the end zone line, and if that dies on the 1-yard line, that's live ball.
True. Yeah, that is true. Oh, my. Well, that play, Hurley, and no gain. I think the yard marker is going to stay about the same place.
He is brought down by number 33, James Rutherford.
James Rutherford gets the tackle. Jace Rutherford from South Central, the winner of our joke contest.
The winner of our joke contest. He's no joke today, I guarantee you.
He's good.
He has played well.
He had a good time at that banquet.
He did.
He really did. All the kids did, I think. We'd like to think so anyway. Back to pass. Throws one near the sideline. 2 guys diving for it. Was it caught?
I think he's saying it hit the ground.
It hit the ground. But nonetheless, pretty good effort there by number 6, Landon Doty of Chase County.
And see, here you are again. Now you're at the 17-yard line. 4th down and 8, 9, or 7 or 8. And looks like this time they are going to punt it. You know, can't just keep giving them short fields.
Right.
But it hasn't mattered much.
They came close to blocking that kick. He ticked it straight up, but could get, no, he's not going to get a blue, well, kind of got a blue bounce for about a yard. So the ball rests at the 34, and it started at the 17, so about a 17-yard punt with no return. And I think the fact that there was so much pressure, Don, kind of made the punter kick it straight up in the air.
I think very much. If he'd have stepped out in front of that, it'd have got blocked.
Yeah.
They got a lot of pressure up through the line of scrimmage.
I know DJ has talked a lot when we've done play-by-play. Of course, DJ and Scott both punted for K-State, and Scott in the pros for the Full Hags for the Bengals and the Falcons. And if your stride gets off and you don't get your normal steps in and you're forced to short kick it, that's what happens. It's just, you're going to get it blocked if you go with your normal stride there. Because he was in there in a hurry, and the ball on the ground, and the blue is on it, I believe.
I believe so.
So there, number 9 for the blue, Josh Hutchison of Oswego, jumps on the football, and the blue will get it back. And again, the blue
a long ways to go, but right now we're just kind of talking about stringing good things together and maybe getting some points.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see them get this and go down and do something positive and give the kids something good to feel about. And they got a turnover there, and maybe they can start building on that a little bit.
Absolutely. Back to pass is Haig. Got a man, complete. That'll be a first down. Across the 35 down to about the 33-yard line in West Territory. And that is Aiden Heckley of Central Plains. How do I know it's Heckley? Because I said Heckley and he said Heckley.
What the Heckley are you thinking?
Yeah. Well, I gotta give who was that? Oh, Coach Fender on the West 2 squad. I got to give him credit because I butchered his name last night. I called it Finder, and it really is Fender. And he didn't say anything. He didn't. He's probably had that happen before. Haig, back to pass. Oh, there's one out. That's kind of a wounded duck. Oh, that didn't come out of his hand the way he wanted it to. He got lucky that it didn't get picked off.
That wasn't pretty at all.
No.
And, I don't know what you're thinking on that name, Finder, Finger. It's not a finger.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a finger.
Yeah, but Finder, and I should have checked, and I didn't, but he didn't. To his credit, he did not say anything when I butchered his name, but I found out today because David called the games in the playoffs with him.
Yeah, Victoria matched up with Fairfield.
Yeah. Every now and then, David kind of comes in like a cloud, doesn't he? He just kind of...
But it's a nice cloud.
It's a nice cloud. There you go. Haig over the middle. And good pass and catch. First down. Luke Butke, Chase County. And there we go, Don. Down to the 14-yard line. So
they are showing a little spark. It's good to see that they're doing some good things. They just need to finish one. They need to not have a penalty and not have a turnover. And, they got 14 yards to go. Let's get this 14 yards and get something positive on the books.
Showing some life. That's good. Okay, 1st and 10 from the 14. Let's see if Blue can get on the board. We have 5:33 to go in the third. Haig will keep it himself. Get down to about the 10. It is 52-0 in favor of the West, but the Blue trying to get on the scoreboard.
For the East.
All right, so you're looking at second down and 6. They can get a first down inside the 5 without scoring a touchdown.
Something happened to number 20, Lucky Cherico from Sedan. He's hurting a little bit.
Yeah, he is. And as you say that, well, I'll do it after this play. That reminded me to do something here. The back coming from the left to right takes the handoff, and that's Joel Schreiber of Central Plains gained a yard. I was just going to say, Don, what a service Steve Schrader provides from Cloud County, and his student trainer this year is Thad Wolder from Victoria. So thanks a bunch to this 31 years for Steve, and glad to have him and Thad Wolder here this year and taking care of the aches and pains and the taping of the fingers and all that stuff. What a service that is.
Yeah, it's just a real load off the coaching staff to be able to have somebody to take care of that, do that. And, I was watching here and had another thought, because I know sometimes at our selection process we're talking about all these great athletes, and linemen don't always get their due, but you got to have a center to start every play. And there's been a lot of low snaps today, whether or not that is, I think he's actually listed as a center, if it's him. Actually, Hogan is in there right now, but if you don't get a good snap, oh man, there's no more penalties.
Yep. Yeah, more penalties.
Number 14, Trent Hayes.
If it's a hold, they'll decline because that was 4th down.
Yeah.
Flag on the play.
It just seems like just when the blue gets things going, the West either holds them or they kind of shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Remember the old hee-haw song, if it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all? Well,
yeah,
it's kind of that way. And, yeah, Don called it. That's what happened. It was a hold, and it's on 4th down, so West declines it, takes over.
Well, to my point, people don't always think about the center, and I'm biased because I was a center, but you got to start that play with the center every time, and he's got to make a good snap and get it to you. And I know one of our boys from Pike Valley came down here that had never played center for us, but he played center down here for the whole game. Again, an adaptable 8-man player.
Sure.
And Dawson Colgren did that and did a really fine job with it. I mean, he snapped the ball well, and that's a key part to getting anything started.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, back to pass. Got him at. It's complete. That's Caleb Noble-Height, who has had a nice receiving game, too. We talk so much about him as a kicker, but Caleb Noble-Height is 6'3", 190. He's a pretty good target.
Yep. And he was very elusive on that. He had a chance to break that free and broke out of 2 or 3 tackles, but he couldn't get out of the last one.
Yeah. So 3:10 to go in the third quarter, 52-0 in favor of the West 1. Earlier today, the East 2 wins 58-0 over the West 2. Man kind of resets. Back to pass. And that goes incomplete. I think, got to be honest with you, Don, I think Duncan Bell knew that play just wasn't going anywhere, so I think he just threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he just threw that away. One of the few we've seen today.
Yeah, this game reminds me a lot of that first one because Duncan maybe hasn't thrown for the touchdown passes that the other kid did earlier this morning, but he's very much in control of his offense.
Yes, he is. He's commanding it. He's making the right decisions most of the time. Doing a really nice job.
Well, he's got 2 touchdown passes. And they upend him there. He kept the ball going up the middle. I don't know. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it.
No gain. That will make it 3rd and 10 for the West.
We talked about the necessity for more officials. Well, Miles pointed out, our speaker last night, Miles Metches pointed out that two of the guys that were reffing today, he went to college with.
Yep. He really gave him a hard time, but I think it was all in good fun. He respects what they do.
Yep. Back to pass. Got a man over the middle. That's complete. Chris Hermosillo. Lopez breaks away. Now he's out in the open. 10-5. Touchdown, Chris Hermosillo Lopez. He broke a couple tackles. They tried to tackle him by the jersey, Don, and that's not going to work with him.
The umpire missed the first tackle. He was right there with him when he caught the ball.
He was.
Down. Just didn't get it done.
What'd you have for yardage on that, Troy?
56-yard touchdown pass.
56-yard touchdown pass. And that's one of those passes where the pass was, 2 yards or whatever, and the rest, but it's still a touchdown pass. And I tell you what, that Hermosillo Lopez, he puts his construction worker hat on and he puts his hard hat on and goes to work, man.
Yeah. And you're right. It's much more easy to complete that short pass and let him run, and it looks like a 57-yard pass, whatever. It just is there. Completing the long ones is sometimes hard to do.
And there's the 2-point conversion by Ceramic. And that'll make it 60-0 after the 2-point conversion. All right, we'll take a break. It is the West 60, the East nothing. More 8-man All-Star football. This is our 40th year. We've been here all 40. KVSV, AM and FM in Beloit, Kansas. More after this timeout.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man All-Stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
All right, John Swanson, Don Melby, back on KVSV, AM and FM in Beloit, Kansas. Trojan Field in Beloit, and it has been a Chamber of Commerce day for the 8-man All-Star football games. 58-0. The East 2 wins today over the West 2 earlier today. And right now, late third quarter with $1:41 to go in the third, the West winning 60-0.
And I believe they did say they were going to do a running clock in the fourth quarter.
Yes, sir. There is no 45-point rule in the 8-man game, but there will be the clock. And there's another shot into the end zone by Caleb Noble Height.
Almost to the top of the A, where you called it.
Yeah, getting close. Yeah, getting close. He's working his way left.
Trying to make you look good.
There you go.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way you can make me look good. I was told I have a face for radio. And maybe the legs for radio.
There you go. Well, that definitely describes me, too. So, we have 1:41 to go in the third. 60-0 in favor of the West. Back to pass. Got a man complete for a 5-yard gain. That's number 21, Aiden Heckley of Central Plains.
Hey, John, real quick, I got another interview down here. We got Ethan Ehring from Lincoln joining us. Well, first of all, obviously, things not on the scoreboard going quite your way, but still pretty a good honor to be playing in this game, right?
Yeah, doesn't matter about the scoreboard. Just we're playing good as a team. We just need to work on a couple stuff.
We were talking some in the first game. Of course, it was kind of a lopsided affair. This one, too, unfortunately. But next year, the year after that, many years to come, you're just going to be remembered about being an all-star, not the score, right?
Yeah.
I know you don't want to hear that right now.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, it's cool to be remembered as an all-star, best 8-man player in Kansas. It's a great opportunity to be out here.
Talk about this week. What's it been like to be a part of being here in Beloit all week and this event today?
Meeting new friends. Beloit's obviously a small place. We just had sonic teeth the whole time. Yeah, I was meeting new coaches, new friends. Get out of my comfort zone a little bit, And, yeah.
Hey, best of luck the rest of the way. Again, probably pretty good opportunity to suit it up one more time here. So best of luck in your future.
Thank you.
Again, that's Ethan Ehring from Lincoln, guys.
All right, he's one of the kids, Don, that gets a chance to play with for his head coach one more time, as Colby Hamill is the assistant coach for the East 1 squad. So that's always special when you get to end the year or your career with your head coach.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice thing. It's fun to be there and to share it one more time. You never know that you're going to get that chance. But it's pretty special between a coach and an athlete and a coach to share one more time.
Absolutely. Down to the last 5 seconds of the third quarter. The East has, I don't think they're going to get the playoff. They do not. So after 3, it's 60-0 West in the 8-man 1 game. We'll have the final quarter after this timeout on KVSV.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cawker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving north central Kansas. With offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, serving north central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man all-star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas. All right, John and Don of the gang here at 8-man all-star football, and we head to the fourth quarter. And the West with a 60-0 lead and a penalty flag as the East has the football at a 1st and 10.
Looked like the nose guard got a head start. I think they're just talking about did somebody move or flinch to draw him off sides. Officials getting together to talk about it and make it right. And they are going to call it on the offense. So evidently they saw somebody move. You know, and when things are going not your way, sometimes it just keeps going that way.
Yep. Yep.
There's your wasp, John.
Oh, where's he at? I got my hat. I'm ready to go. Oh, Troy.
Good grief, I heard that down here.
Good try, Troy.
I think you just made him mad.
I think so. And there's a pass for a short gain. And I believe that is Aiden Heckley again.
He's done a nice job catching the ball over the middle.
He has. The problem is the West just haven't let them get a gain of more. You know, I bet their longest gain, I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but it's not very long.
No, they haven't had many long plays.
That's where the other part of similar to this game where the defense is really stingy. Back to pass, got a man, complete. That might be their biggest gain of the day, and that is Heckley again. He's to the 26-yard line. Good pass from Logan Rankin of Little River.
That was a really nice pass, and he was doing that off his back foot because, again, they had pressure coming in, and he had to lean back a little bit, but he got a nice touch on the ball, put it right out there for him. Nice catch by Heckley. Big gain. Let's see if they can punch it in and get something in the scoreboard.
Absolutely. A running clock in this fourth quarter. There is no 45-point rule, but there is a running clock because of the lead being over 45 points. And that snap popped up in the air, and fortunately for the East, Logan Rankin was able to get it, but he's going to end up eating some yardage here. So you're looking at second down at about 17, I believe.
Those are the mistakes that are drive killers right there.
Yep.
And again, just saying, and you know, your center has to start every play, and if he doesn't get that snap, then the play is just gone.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not blaming the center. You know, it happens, but
yep.
It's a huge part, I think.
Back to pass. And complete, but the tackle right away, Eli Hurley makes the play of Central Plains, but maybe gain what, a yard, 2 yards, something like that?
Wasn't much.
No.
And I always said that when I came down here to coach, I wanted to make sure I had a pretty good center, and I wanted to make sure I had a long snapper, because those are two things that can really hurt you in a hurry.
That's right. All right, here's third down, about 15 to go. Good pass. There's Heckley again. He has been a weapon over the middle, and he probably is their biggest yardage person today. I'm guessing he probably has 50, 60 yards in receptions. I'm not sure. Maybe not that much, but I would say he's their leading receiver.
Yep. He and that umpire getting to be good friends.
Yeah.
He seems to just go down across the middle and sit down beside that umpire.
Yeah.
And then
says, he probably tells the quarterback, I'm gonna run 10 yards, turn around at the ump.
Boy, they need a yard here.
Yeah,
fourth down.
4th down and 1. They pitch it out. Oh! Second effort, still didn't get it. They're going to be short. That's Josh Hutchinson of Oswego. Again, hindsight is 20/20. They went wide. I thought maybe they would go up the gut, but
and they were pretty stacked in the middle too. But
they were. And again, that's a credit to the West defense. It's been that way all day.
Yep.
They just haven't given. These two games remind me of each other a lot because you've got, really solid offensive weapons and a stingy defense on what's going to be the winning teams.
Yep.
7:41 to go in the ball game.
Phil, Dante, Phil.
There's that. Ceramic on the run. He's going to have it to the 33-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Number 5, Ryan Ceramic.
We'll see if David Elliott's still awake down on the sideline. I see him moving around. So I was just going to say, Dave, these two games remind me so much of each other. Good quarterback, a lot of weapons on the winning teams, and very stingy defense.
Absolutely, and the full package for sure. It's not I know we started earlier on in this one talking about maybe more of a running attack, and that may be the case. Of course, not every day does somebody go for 8 passing touchdowns like they did in the first game.
Right.
But, just full package across the board. And I know you always ask the coaches in the pregame interviews, too, about special teams. You got a good one here with Caleb Noble-Height.
Boy, he is a weapon. No doubt about that. Boy, Ceramic, you talking about, and I'm going to use the clean version, Don, making lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah.
And that looked like that play was doomed from the get-go. And he ends up gaining, 7 yards, 6?
Yep.
That did not look good.
I wonder if the practices this week were lopsided like this. You got this West team on Division I that was so loaded, and the West team on Division II was a little weaker. And then just the opposite on the other side, the East Division II was loaded really well, and a lot of times they scrimmage each other, the East teams and the West teams. And
right.
Be interesting to see if they were lopsided like that or not.
Right. They're taking I believe this was the officials' timeout, a water break here. And we'll just keep it right here. Well, it has been a very enjoyable week. I've had a blast talking to kids and meeting kids and talking with coaches and meeting coaches I didn't know. And it's just been a heck of a week. And I can't imagine this really worked out well. Ended up Don did the color for these broadcasts. And I can't imagine having anybody but you up here on this 40th anniversary of these games. You have been here all 40 years, so who better to do color for this game than you, man?
Well, I appreciate the chance to do it again. It's always fun. And Troy just handed me a little note. You were saying something about Aiden Heckley, and he's got 8 passes for 80 yards.
Okay.
And
so he's got to have quite a bit of their yardage.
There's 103 yards passing, and he's got 80 of it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would be my guess. He's been tough over the middle. And I don't know if he plans to get the umpire in his route or not, but it works. All right, second.
I'm waiting for him to hand him the ball.
Yeah, right. Second down. And about 4 across the middle. Boy, there's another one of those big weapons, Samuel Watkins of Hoxie. And those guys, and I believe Samuel Watkins even said that he and Duncan Bell do those routes in the morning sometimes, and well, you can tell, and that's why they're so good.
The timing's there, where they're at, where they're going to be. Yeah, when you can have 2 guys from the same team hook up like that, and sometimes have your coach there, it just makes it a little easier.
Right. Here's a running play. That's Duncan Bell again.
Number 11, Duncan Bell on the carry. He is brought down.
Another good play.
Cooper McDill.
I think both teams are starting to look a little more fatigued as it went on. It got a little bit warmer this afternoon. It's still nowhere near the heat we've had before.
Right.
But, you know, between the lopsided score and the heat a little bit, see a little more of the hands on the hips and bending over. And
you do. Man goes in motion, back to pass. And it's complete. Down to about the 12-yard line, and that is number 82, Joseph Prusa of South Central. And that was who, you remember when Coach, let's see.
That is good for a West first down.
When the coach that we had to talk about the referees, and let's see, that was which coach was that, Don? The coach that talked about the referees. That was Brett Wester for South Central. He and Joseph Prusa somewhere down the line are going to start a reffing crew. He said.
Yep.
There's the pass into the end zone, and that goes way out of the end zone. And, you know, one thing about it, Don, you know, we talked a lot about coming in, maybe not so much on the air, about all of the renovations and the construction going on at Beloit High. But, you know, everybody did a good job in terms of we had shuttles that got the folks to the game. And the crews that are doing the construction gave the workers like us who, you know, we don't want to huff our radio equipment for a half a mile, so they let us drive in here. But, you know, they graveled the roads for us. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a ball thrown out of bounds, and I think there's going to be a hit out of bounds on the sideline.
I wonder. And it wasn't a terrible thing, but
it was out of bounds.
Yeah, and it was after he threw it.
Yeah.
He threw the ball away.
Yeah. And I can see on the blue side why you would be a little frustrated, because it's like, okay, it's 60-0. Why do you call that? Well, you call that because it still was, you know.
Yeah.
It still was a foul. It still was a penalty.
It is. You still play the game, and I've said that. Oh, yeah, they really disagreed.
Yeah, and they call
somebody on the sideline
an unsportsmanlike on the blue.
That's the frustration boiling over. Oh, now he's marking it off the wrong way. I think they're just going to go half the distance and then half the distance again. And
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. You compete so hard and you want to win this thing so bad. It's just hard to. That's hard to look up there and you're down 60-0. And so that moves the West that much closer. And I don't know, Don. I didn't take a look at the most points scored in a ball game by one team. We could be getting close to that too. And there's Chris Hermosillo Lopez
going in again,
getting in there for his third touchdown of the day.
Well, I know the largest margin of victory is going to be long gone because it was 52 points. I'm thinking in my mind we did at one time call the game at a 45, but I could be wrong.
What'd you have for yardage on that one, Troy? 8 yards for Chris Hermosillo Lopez, and that is his third touchdown of the game. And he is just a battering ram. What's that? That's his fifth? What did I miss? Well, I guess I need to go through them again. Yeah, one. Well, there's 2, 3. I'll figure out the other 2 later. Oh, my. The ball gets away from the West, from Zach Henderson of South Gray.
Well, most points is still safe right now.
Okay.
74 in 2011. But margin of victory is going to get blown away.
Oh, you're right. I just can't read my writing, Troy. I could read my writing for 3 of them, but not 5 of them.
But you're right. It's 5 touchdowns for Chris Hermosillo Lopez. I cheated him by out of a couple. He's a horse, man.
And that's a record tying, because most touchdowns by somebody is 5 by who is it?
So some pretty dominating performances today.
5 by Tyler Martin, Midway Denton, clear back in 2002.
Wow.
So he's tied that with his 5th.
Almost at his 6th.
Right.
Hey, he weak kicked it. I saw his heel kick it off. Went 6 inches.
Ha! Well, he's going to get a re-tee it, though. All right, so here's the boot for Caleb Nolub High. It's a low one, and it just did get in the end. So now that was the shortest one of the day, with the exception being the one that was at about the 2.
Yeah.
He's probably getting tired.
He has kicked it off a few times.
He has.
In the ball game.
So we've got a $1.19 to go in this one, with the West with a commanding 66-point lead. And I never did check. Did we ever decide most points by one team?
74.
74 was the most. Well, we're probably not going to get that. I suppose, unless there's a turnover here.
Or an interception, pick 6.
Oh, my goodness, and there you go. I don't think he's... Oh, did he get in? He did. Oh, my goodness.
Can I call it or can I
Well, you called it.
Now they got to have the extra point.
They do. And that was Easton Nixon of Hoxie. Boy, these Hoxie guys are tearing it up today. So that makes it 72-0 West. And they would tie the most points scored in a game in the 8-man All-Stars at 74 if they get this. Wow.
And Hermosillo Lopez is coming on the field. I'm thinking if they give it to him, there's a pretty good chance he's going to score.
I think so. Oh, the snap gets away from Ceramic and they tackle him. And it looks like the record could be safe, but we've got a $1.09 left. Well, I tell you what, so
we're going to wear out the leg on that kicker a little bit more.
Hermosillo Lopez is also close to the point scored record, because with, let's see, do you have Hermosillo Lopez down for any 2-point conversions, Troy?
Just the 5 touchdowns.
So that would put him at 30 points, and the record is 34 by Tyler Martin in Midway Denton in 2022.
Yeah.
All right, so at the end of this one, David Elliott will have more interviews. A minute and 9 to play with the West leading 72-0. Squibber may go out of bounds. No, it curled back in at the 10. You know, that's a pretty effective kick.
Yeah.
You could get it to do that every time, because it looked like it was going to go out of bounds, and then it took a curve at about the 10-yard line and stayed in. They had to pick it up and run it back.
But even with that, with him, you know, they got it back out to the 19-yard line and kicks it out of the end zone. It's 15. So
true. He's probably getting tired burying in that thing in the end zone.
He might be.
39 seconds to go. I imagine the West will throw. And that ball snapped over the head.
That'll probably do it right there.
Of Trent Haig of West Elk. And that's kind of a microcosm of how things have gone for the East today. the West got rolling, and they've had a lot of talent, and we just had a better day, a lot better day. So the West is going to win this one. 72-0 is going to be our final. And that's the ball game. So the 40th annual 8-man All-Star football games are in the books as the West wins this one 72-0. And they just gave Coach Ceramic the ice water bath, whatever was in that cooler. And the final score is 72-0 in favor of the West. Wow.
A couple of lopsided games, and that happens. I mean, it happens in the regular season, it happens there, but not so much usually in the 8-man All-Star games, but it can. And, you know, it's just one of those days that nothing really went right for the two losing teams. Made enough mistakes to not do it, and the winning teams were very talented and dominating, and they did things right.
Yeah, they sure did.
You know, it looks like something that we used to do, and I like this. Looks like both teams are going to get together here at the middle of the field and maybe kneel down and say a little prayer and spend just a little last time. I really like that.
I do too.
I always enjoyed it when we could do it, and
well, I tell you what, and I really liked the sportsmanship in this game. At the very end, when the blue got a little overheated, it didn't necessarily. It was just the call that they were arguing. It's not that they were necessarily that upset with either the players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But this is nice, yeah, because we've got I think it's everybody, isn't it?
I think it's everybody. And the other nice thing is it's not all the blue on this side and red on the other side. They are mixed with each other, you know, and that's what we always hoped this week would be about, is making some friends, whether they're on during the game. You'll be bitter enemies, but it's nice to see them be able to come out after the game like this and say, hey, you know, been fun spending a week with you and doing some things,
and all of the coaches are amongst each other too. It's the red and the blue coaches are all together too.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
That is good stuff. That's what we hope for.
Guys, I might try to grab Aaron here real quick before he meets with his team.
Okay. Well,
the two head coaches are talking right now. So
yeah, and
we'll probably.
There's Chris Hermosillo Lopez.
You want to talk to your team first? Yep. Okay, thank you. Yeah, he's going to go. Both of them are going to talk to their team, so we'll grab them here a little bit.
All right, very good. I tell you what we'll do. We'll go. Well, I don't know if I want to tackle this or not. I was going to go through the scoring, but I can confirm, and thanks to Troy, he's done a great job with stats. Because of my writing, I missed 2 touchdowns, but Chris Hermosillo Lopez ends up with 5 touchdowns on the day. He opened the scoring in the first quarter, an 8-yard touchdown run. Ceramic got the 2-point conversion. That made it 8-0. And then the second touchdown of the day was a 7-yard touchdown pass to Damian Lowen of South Gray from Duncan Bell of Hoxie. That made it 14-0 West. A 5-yard touchdown run late in the first quarter by Ryan Ceramic. That made it 20-0, and Ceramic gets the 2-point version, so it's 22-0 West after a quarter. In the second, a 47-yard pass from Duncan Bell to Samuel Watkins, their teammates during the regular season at Hoxie, 28-0. Bell got the 2-point conversion to make it 30-0. Late in the first half, a touchdown pass from to Watkins that made it 30. Actually, take that back. This was the play down here where Hermosillo Lopez fumbled the ball as he was going over the goal line, and Watkins recovered the fumble in the end zone, so he got a touchdown to make it 36-0. Ceramic made the 2-point conversion to make it 38-0. And then one more touchdown, a 1-yard run by Hermosillo Lopez. That made it 44-0, 46-0 as Watkins got the 2-point conversion. Then in the second half, in the third quarter, A pass from Bell to Chris Hermosillo Lopez from 30 yards out made it 52-0. With 1:41 to go, Chris Hermosillo Lopez got a 56-yard pass and a ceramic, the 2-point conversion. And then later, Hermosillo Lopez had an 8-yard touchdown run to make it 66-0. And a pick six by Easton Nixon of Hoxie made it 72-0 for the East. And I made it through all the scoring and my writing, and didn't do too bad, I think. 72-0 was the final.
And there's still some ink in your pen.
A little bit, not much. Does Troy break any more lead over there? I think he did.
I'm slowing down.
Thought I saw sparks there for a minute.
Working hard at getting us some totals here with that, and we'll have those here shortly.
And Dave will get interviews here in just a second. And I don't want to break, because about the time I go to break, Dave, I was thinking about breaking about that time. The Red is done with their talk, so I want to give Dave a shot at this interview, and he'll be talking to the head coach, Aaron Sramick, Vatwood Rawlins County, the head coach of the West.
John, I think they're going to get some pictures here. Do you want to do pictures first?
That's all right.
He didn't want to be in the picture. He's coach. Yeah, we'll hang tight.
Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. So your final is 72-0. We'll keep it right here and just thank everybody associated with this ball game. What a weekend it has been. And it has been a lot of fun. We had great weather. And, we worked around this construction thing. The thing of it is, and we were talking about this last night, Don, the renovations and the improvements that the raising money Beloit High is doing for this stadium. We're going to have a new press box, and the generosity of everybody, from the Matus family on down, with the $1 million donation, and it's just amazing. But the problem with renovations, you're going to have construction, so you're going to have a little, and I think you'll approve this, you're going to have a little ugly before you have pretty.
Yeah, and they got to get started, because you never know what weather's going to do to you to get ready, and to be able to come in now, and I know right away they're going to try and rip this field up and get things done to put a base down for their turf, and it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot to do and a short amount of time, so they're going to have to get with it here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dave, you ready to go down there?
Yeah, we've got head coach Eric Ceramic from Atwood Rawlins County, of course, head coach for the victorious West squad. We thought we had a lopsided game in game one, but anything you can do, I can do better. Game two, I guess. Your team dominated from beginning to end.
Yeah, we sure did. And then, we were talking about scoring that first game. The kids were talking early. When we got up early, there was a little chatter. We heard maybe they set a record. I don't know. So we were kind of, we weren't going for it. But if it happened, it happened. But, yeah, we played well. We have a lot of good players on this team. We have a lot of top 8 selections, top all-state teams. I mean, we pull out an all-state top player, and we sub in another great player in the state, and we got great coaching staff that we put together here, and just the kids had a great fun week, and we put them in spots, and they did what we asked them to do.
Big picture, talk about this game and this event as a whole, this whole week. What's it like being a part of this?
It's an honor to be asked to be part of this, and it's just. First it takes time away from your family and all that stuff, but then you're there's a lot of preparation. It really does. Football season really doesn't end for the coaches that takes this on, because we get selected pretty quick, and then we do the selection committee. But it's an honor. Beloit does a great job. The 8-man association does a great job taking care of the boys all week, putting us up in the dorms, and the kids come together and just gel as friendships. You can just see friendships grow every single day between coaches, players, and everybody, and it's just awesome to come here. And the coolest thing for me, I coached here last year as well as an assistant, is getting to go see the players that you competed against in the playoffs and district, and just, you're like, hey, I don't know, I've never, and then you get here and you realize they're just like your own hometown kids, just great, awesome kids, and you get to know them, and they're just great kids.
Last question for you. You kind of touched on it there a little bit, but the friendships, not only between the guys, but also you, the coaches, it's a pretty cool brotherhood to be a part of, to be able to be part of this event.
It is. The coaches. It does become a brotherhood between East and West. There was a lot of talk and hanging out with East and West this year, which is really cool. And last year it wasn't so much. It was a little bit this year. And the friendship that they build between the kids and stuff. I had an older son that played in this in 2017. And then I came back into coaching, and I agreed to take this on last year. This is going into my 4th year as head coach. I had a son that was playing in this game, and then that was a huge deal for us too.
Really cool opportunity. Obviously, congratulations on the win as well. But we'll get you out on that. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that's head coach of the victorious West Red squad, Aaron Ceramic. Of course, he also coaches Atwood Rawlins County. We'll make her way to the other end of the field and try to catch up with Derek Budke from Chase County.
All right, sounds good, Dave. And Dave will do that, and it looks like Don is ready to go at some stats.
Yeah, we got some stuff put together here. Obviously, again, like the first game, it was pretty lopsided. Duncan Bell was 14 out of 23 for 305 yards, and again, just a difference in field position, 4 touchdowns, 1 PAT. He did throw 1 interception. Rushing yards, the Hermosillo Lopez had 76 yards on the ground and scored 5 touchdowns, caught a couple passes for touchdowns. Logan Rinkin had 5 rushes for 44 yards, and Duncan Bell had 37 yards rushing. So, they were kind of balanced there, and then they had the interception for a touchdown late in the game. On the other side, on the east side, they were 7 of 18. They got better as it went. They really struggled to get a completion first half of the game, but 7 for 18, 57 yards for that is Logan Rinkin. And then Trent Haig come in, and he was 4 out of 9 for 40 yards, and he did throw the 1 interception that was returned for a touchdown. So got there. The best rusher was Eli Hurley. He ran the ball fairly well. He had 45 yards rushing. And
Coach Melby?
Yes.
I hate to interrupt you, but I've got Derek Budke down here from Chase County. Is that good to go to him real quick? Okay. Yep. Derek Budke, Chase County head coach, of course, the head coach of the East squad in this Division I game. Obviously, the scoreboard, not your friend here this afternoon, but I guess talk about your thoughts on the game.
Well, I'll say this. So there was a time in the second quarter where I didn't help our guys out, where we were, I think we were down 38-0 at the time, and we were needing a spark. And you get a little desperate in there, and you do some things that you wouldn't normally do in a game like this. And so that's on me. But I thought our guys, played better coming out in the second half. We still suffered some bad snaps, and we still turned the ball over, and those things are unfortunate. But those things happen because of the way the West played. I mean, that's if there's a story of the game, it's how dominant they were. They earned that. They played awesome, and they deserve a lot of the credit. So, there's some things that I can, on the drive home, I will think about and wish I'd have done differently. But I don't know that it was going to change the game, the outcome of the game. But you kind of want to, keep it a normal feeling game for the kids, and I just didn't do a very good job of that, and that's on me.
Talk more about, I guess, probably some good news. Just thoughts about this past week, getting to know these kids, getting to know your coaching staff as well.
Well, let's start with the coaching staff. Coach Hamill, Coach Johnson did a great job. They're awesome humans. The kids, this was, I was up here last year, and we had a tough loss last year, but it was a tough week because we had some characters that were, not the best to watch over all the time. But these guys are unbelievable kids. We had a great time. I'm so proud of how they came together, and that's probably the most disappointing part is that we just didn't play better as a group, because you have such a good group of kids like this. You just want it to be a little more positive experience than it was. So, that was rough, but we did walk out, fairly healthy. I know we stopped using Luke there fairly early. We kind of strained our calf again, and we couldn't, we could run straight, we couldn't turn or stop very much. So that was, he's kind of a big part of what we do, and that was tough. But there were a lot of tough things, but the toughest thing was the red squad. So.
Last question for you, and obviously with how the first game went too, we kind of talked about this extensively on the broadcast throughout the morning and afternoon, but next year, are the coaches going to remember the score? Who knows? 2 years from now, 3 years from now, probably not. It's more about being an all-star, and that's something that'll stick with them for life.
Yeah, that's the big thing, and especially for our guys. So we picked 20 guys in the meeting, and we went 6 deep on subs. And a lot of credit to those guys that came in as subs, and some of them are big contributors here. 2 of those guys were the Central Plains guys, and I thought Aiden had a really good game for us. So they were really good. So yeah, you're an all-star. You'll always be an all-star. 10 years down the road, you can wear your shirt and people can ask you how the game went, and you just say, I don't really remember the score, but boy, it was a lot of fun. And that's kind of what these guys could take away.
We'll get you out on that. Thanks again for joining us, and congrats on the opportunity and being here for sure.
It was a lot of fun. I always enjoy Beloit, and I enjoy this experience, and really I enjoyed those the Red coaches and their players all week. So, yeah, we'll be all right.
Good stuff. Thanks. Appreciate it. Again, that's head coach Derek Budke from Chase County, and, of course, representing the East squad here today as well. So back up to you guys in the booth.
All right, David, great job down on the field today. I guess that'll conclude the interviews, the post-game interviews, and appreciate it all day long, my friend.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, I was still talking with head coach.
Oh, that's
there.
okay.
But, yes, absolutely. Thank you guys once again for having me back. It's always such a good time, regardless of the weather, if it's good or bad, regardless of this year's construction. That's, like you've mentioned off and on, pardon our mess, but it's. I think it's going to be amazing when it's completed. And, just what a great opportunity this is. I can't tell you how many times I remember, and this year as well, after interviews, kids shaking my hand saying thank you, coaches, as well. These are good young men, and it's just a great opportunity that you and KVSV and Beloit has to host this event each and every year.
All right, thank you, David. Appreciate it, man. All right, Don, we kind of interrupted you in the middle of your stats. We'll let you pick up.
That was a good reason to go, though. Really, the first downs were pretty even. The East team did move the ball. They had 9 first downs, and the West team only had 10. So they did move the ball a little bit. 4 turnovers. That really hurts. And the West only had 1. We did the rushing stats. Receiving for the West, of course, Hermosillo Lopez caught 2 balls for 86 yards, and they were both touchdowns. 88, Samuel Watkins, 5 for 99 and a touchdown. Zach Hendrickson had 3 for 56. Joseph Prusa had 2 for 45. And Jamie Gardia had 1 for 7 yards and a touchdown. So, excuse me, that was wrong. That was Damian Lowen that had that 1 for a touchdown. I'm reading it long. Really, for the East, it was really Aiden Hickley, 8 catches for 80 yards. They weren't able to get in the end zone, but they did do some things to move the ball a little bit, and they just, consistency and turnovers weren't their friends today.
All right, so it has been a great week. It has been a great day. Probably not exactly the scores that you would expect or necessarily want, but that's what it is. 2 teams that really were tough to beat today. In the Division II game, the East wins it 58-0. We had a record-setting day for the quarterback, J.D. Tyson of Burlingame, as he threw 8 touchdown passes and to lead the East 58-0. And in the second game, Chris Hermosillo Lopez had 5 touchdowns from Wichita County for the West 1, and they win it 72-0. Well, I'll tell you what, that's going to wrap it up for our coverage today, Don. It has been a lot of fun. We appreciate Troy doing stats for us, and it has just been a great week, man.
Yeah, it has, and I really appreciate the chance to come up here and work with you again. It's always fun, get to pick on you just a little bit.
Well, there you go. That's all right. That's all right. I'm a piñata. Go ahead, go for it. Well, and on a personal note, we've done many of these broadcasts together, but we hadn't done a game like this where you've done color for me since 1996, if you can believe that.
It's been quite a while.
It has been quite a while. We knocked the rust off, and we were ready to go today, baby.
There was a lot of rust to get knocked off over here, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's always a challenge doing football in June, I will say that. But I felt pretty good once I get about a quarter under my belt, But you remember the phrases and you remember the things, and watching practice helps a lot too. Because in my mind, I'm watching a kid drop back and I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to call this? So, but it was a lot of fun. Appreciate you very much, my friend. And we talk about the kids and coaches making friends. I've made a lot of friends through the years through this thing too. That's how I got to know you, and then later I would have you on Coach's Corner for several years, and we got to be really good friends. And so that's just another friendship that I got was with you and other people too, and all of the people involved. I've become really good friends with Dave Dubert over the years because he runs the thing. Well, he did.
Yeah.
And
and did awesome. And
yes.
Right back to you. I've made so many friends here at this game, and being involved in the 8-man association. Back when we started this thing, it was really kind of a group of coaches from up here in north central Kansas. But as it's grown, we've met and worked with and talked to coaches from all over the state of Kansas, and a lot of them now are retired, a lot of the guys that I coached with and did things with. And we got a good group of young coaches coming up that are doing a great job keeping the game going, and they're innovative, they're smart. And it's just great to see 8-man football not only surviving, but thriving.
Yeah.
And that's what we hope for. That's what we wanted to do, was keep 8-man football thriving and important, and give kids a chance to do things like today.
Yeah. It was a great day. All right, that'll wrap it up for our coverage. We want to thank B.J. Newbert and Heather Metters, our studio engineers. Super job back at the station, folks. And that's going to do it for our coverage. The 8-man All-Star Games are in the book for the 40th annual in 2025. We'll give you the scores one more time. That first game, the East 2 wins 58-0 over the West. And in the second game, the West 1 wins 72-0 over the East. John Swanson saying so long, everybody, from Trojan Field in Beloit.
You've been listening to the 40th annual Kansas 8-Man All-Star Football Games on KVSV AM 1190, Stereo 102.9 The Mix, and the gold standard in music, KVSV FM 105.5. Now streaming live 24/7 at KVSVradio.com. Also heard on Cunningham Cable TV channels 171 and 173. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by Cunningham Fiber, Thompson OK Tire, Roberts Family Funeral Service, Drs. Cooper, Bendiger, Ebert, and Bruns, optometrists, Western Ag Crop Insurance, Lindy Lindblad Agent, by Salina Ortho, Mankato Livestock, the State Exchange Bank, Al's Video, a Little Hometown T-shirt by C&W Farm Supply, Cortland Commodities, Carico Implement, First Bank of Beloit, the Beloit Medical Center, Fort Hays Tech North Central, Solomon Valley Vision, and by the Wakanda Plains and Hayes Trader. Thanks for listening to KVSV AM and FM Beloit, Kansas.